Hey, how's everybody doing? I figured it's about time we finally go and rescue Bill, so that's what we're going to do. Now, I've had an idea. It might be totally impractical, but then this is Kerbal Space Program, and totally impractical is no obstacle. Well, most of the time. So we're going to give it a go, and the only limit is my patience. Also, look at all this debris that's just lying around the thingy.
Your business is appreciated.
Space Center. I will actually, before we do anything to do with Bill, last time, now I don't know if you remember, last time we were trying to make a pod racer. And it didn't quite work, but with some fiddling after the stream, I actually did get it to work. Also, thank you for the follow, USA Dave. So, yeah, I'll show you the final form that the pod racer ended up at, and we can actually take it out for a fly, because I was actually able to fly it in the end. So here we go, the Bob Kerman Memorial Pod Racer. Now this is what it ended up looking like. We did end up adding a whole bunch of extra engines on the back, because why not? These engines are, yeah, 5% thrust. They don't do a lot, they're more or less decorative, but they give a little bit. And it flies! It doesn't fly very well, but it does fly. So let's put in a pilot. Jeb, you'll do. We'll give it a go. Also, Hildebrand, yeah, Circon had a go at MWO, and all the Mech Warrior online players came out of the woodwork and proceeded to go, oh my god, you're doing it wrong, and get very frustrated. And I guess that's what happens when you step into a game for the first time and all the people that know actually what they're doing turn up to watch. But I think he was just mucking around and having fun. Anyway, let's get him in the command chair. And now, see if it's been a little while since I did get this to fly. I swear I did. But can I get it to fly now? So we'll turn on stability control. And let's turn off. Oh no! Don't put the gear up. Don't put the gear up when you're on robot. That would be a bad idea. Right. Let's build up a bit of speed. And I'll show you this thing fly. Now, it doesn't turn very well. It flies in a straight line, and it's fine as long as you want to go in a straight line. But when it comes to actually turning, it's a little bit problematic. Yeah, he was finding that Hildebrand that it was... whoa. Now, the problem we had before was it was just flipping up all over the place, but I can now get stable flight. So yeah, he was finding that it was a bit daunting, and he was trying to do various things and finding the UI a bit counterintuitive, not very easy to use. So here we go, the Bob Kerman Memorial Pod Racer, which is a bit on the huge side, but it works, it flies. And it's actually, yeah. It's funny, you know, I asked everyone, well, I asked the chat, you know, is there an AMX-40 equivalent in this game? And 2 people immediately went, the Urban Mech. And I went to look it up, and it's one you have to buy with actual money. Otherwise, I might give MWO a go and try that. Because I'd be very tempted. Because it must be the AMX-40 if everyone goes, yep, that's the AMX-40. So this is it. This is the pod racer. It flies. It's actually going at a reasonably respectable speed. We're in meters per second. Whatever 203 meters a second is. 230 rather. Leveling off a bit, we can get a bit more speed that way. But I think it tops out at about 240 meters a second. Now, if we actually try and turn the thing. Bad things happen. This is it does not like turning. It does not like turning at all. So straight lines, fine, absolutely fine. The moment you try and turn, not so much. So as an actual pod racer, I would say this is maybe not the best design. I mean, it doesn't actually, when it does this, as long as you've got sufficient altitude, it doesn't just stall out. You can recover it really easily. But it's a hell of a way to turn. So, yeah. But you wouldn't like to do that at low altitude, you really wouldn't. We also seem to have enough lifting surface that I don't know, it seems to fly in a straight line okay. It's just, yeah. It looks cool, that's the main thing. Look at all the engines. It's got all the engines, you guys. If I had one of the mods that adds extra engine effects, it would look even better. Anyway, so there we go, that's the pod racer. Revert to space plane hangar, there we go. Some of the debris you saw around the space center was from the many failed attempts to get this thing flying. In fact, most of it is. If we go and have a look, actually, I think this is rocket debris, but the rest of it's pretty much all this stuff over here. Let's just now. Let's see what the controls. There we go. All of the many failed attempts. Some of which the pilots... Actually, all of these ones, all the ones where you see debris lying around, these are all the ones where the pilot survived. So I thought, you know what, I'll just leave it there. So these are all the crashes where the pilot actually walked away. But many bits of debris. Anyway. So yeah, that actually worked out kind of alright. In the end, the pod racer. So we'll go and see if we can find where's Bob? The Super Serial Mark 1 lander. There we go. That's the one we're looking for. So here it is. It's flying along. I mean, not Bob, but Bill. Bill's got plenty of power. I mean, we don't have any mods for life support enabled, so he's got all the snacks he needs. He's got all the oxygen he needs. Not that Kerbals particularly need oxygen, it seems like. So he's just basically floating around out here. Just, I don't know. He's just been playing endless games of solitaire, I think. And granted, it's a bit boring, but he's safe, you know, for the moment until I try and rescue him. And at that point, all bets are off. But we'll actually. We're going around the moon this way. I need to remember that we're going in a counterclockwise orbit. Because if I do what I did last time and end up going in an orbit the opposite way around, that could be a bit of a problem. However, I do have I did lay some slight groundwork. I might have to go back to Space Center. In that I no, this is no mods at all, Chaser. This is no mods at all. I did lay some groundwork in that I basically launched a flying refueling station. So it's basically it's the BDFC, the big dumb fuel can. So it's basically a very big fuel tank with some docking ports on either end. So what we can do is we can basically fly up a mission, top up the tanks, and we'll have loads of Delta V for whatever rescue that we do. So it's not a very, you know, I decided just to do that off stream and whatever because it's not very interesting. It's just launching a big fuel can into space. So what we're going to do, I've decided, I'm going to do it in the Space Center because you can switch symmetry. He might be Hildebrand. You might be right about that. I'm going to... Jeb has volunteered, but he's heard it's dangerous. So his condition for going to rescue Bill, I mean, after what happened to Bob especially, the rest of the astronauts or Kerbal are a little bit suspicious, shall we say, of the safety of my craft. So he has demanded as a condition that he wants to go to a tank. In a tank, rather. He wants to go to space in a tank. Now, like I said, no mods, so we can't actually make a functioning tank. I'd need Bahamut's armory for that. But yeah, so given that he wants to go to space in a tank, let's see what's got a fuel reasonable sized fuel tank. That would do. That was maybe a bit big. I need something kind of. Oh, that's a long one. A bit too big. We need something kind of something that carries enough fuel, but that's not. I'm not going to murder me in terms of part count. Now, let's see, that's 360, 440. That's exactly the same, but bigger. We probably want to go with those then. Right, so that's going to be... Okay. Right, this... I don't know how long this is going to take. I'm going to be quite honest here. This is maybe going to be... oh, what's the controls? There we go. A horrible idea. Actually, that's the wrong way around, isn't it? So, my idea is what we're going to do is we're going to have some fuel tanks as the kind of the core of the thing, because obviously it's going to need rockets to get to the moon. And then we're going to build, like, well, with these kind of tanks inside, it's pretty much going to have to look like a TOG, isn't it? So we're kind of going to build a space TOG. And it might not work at all. It might be a terrible idea, but we'll see. So we need something that we can get 2 crew members in. Let's see. But that's got a crew capacity of 2. Now, how am I gonna... Right, we'll change the root part to that for now. This is literally going to be the upper stage, by the way. This is going to be the bit that we actually fly when it's in orbit. Right, I'll probably... I don't know how well these things re-enter. I might just slap a bunch of parachutes on it and hope for the best. We might have to somehow jettison it out of the front of the TOG. How would we do that? Unless we just had a big gap underneath that it could... I don't know. We could... Oh, this is already getting complicated. So we want a separator there. This is going to be hideously complicated and it's probably not going to work. So this is going to be the re-entry stage, basically. They're gonna surf down on this thing. I mean, we could try and get the whole TOG down from orbit. I doubt it would work. I don't know. Maybe we'll try it and then we'll we'll have a kind of secondary backup thing. So let's see. That carries a bit of monoprop. Let's see. Where's the ones I want? The separator motors. Separatrons. So my idea is that somehow this would push these out the bottom of the TOG. There may be a bit of redesigning required for this. Also, oh yes, I need to change the... No, is it? Control R. There we go. That's the one I want. So, Separatrons. So we've now basically got the same symmetry mode as if we were in the spaceplane hangar. Assuming this will even make it into orbit. Well, you know, that's the fun part. Yeah. Right. I mean, this looks a bit... it looks a bit ghetto, but it's fine. It'll be fine. So that decouples and then pushes the thing out the other thing, and yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So, so we'll call this one the TOG Rescuer Mark. Well, it's got to be the Mark II star, hasn't it? Because it's oh, you can't do the star. Oh well. Also, that isn't spelt right. Right, there we go. Save that. The Błyskawica, yeah, that's been out on EU already, Chaser. I don't think there's any... there's a new Russian ship that's just appeared that the super testers have at the moment. Right, what do we want to go for? I could ditch that tank and... Let's see. Do I want that one or do I want the nuclear engine? Because the nuclear engine is very, very efficient. And I think actually that only uses liquid fuel. You could save a lot of weight that way. Although, do you need radiators for nuclear engines these days? I'm not sure. I should probably just stick a mech jeb on and I can never remember. There we go. What control is which? Right, stick a mech jeb on and that'll give me some delta V information. Where are we? Command and control, mech jeb. We'll just slap mech jeb right on the front. Why not? So, why is that not showing? Why is that giving me minus delta V information? I don't quite. What? Oh, there we go. It's not. It's just not giving me. It's giving me burn time, but it's not giving me actual. Okay, mech jeb is slightly wigging out for some reason. It's not giving me delta V information, but it says 7 minutes burn time, which I don't know. Now potentially we could actually launch this upper stage. Like if I look at the vessel info, we could launch the upper stage with empty tanks just to save weight. We probably. Oh, would that be enough of those? Oh, well, with that engine, with those 2 tanks, surely that will be enough fuel. Because we've got the big refueling thing in orbit, so we could use that. Although we might just want to have 1 tank full, maybe, in which case I probably want that center tank full. Or do I? No, I probably want the bottom tank full. I'm getting confused now. Chaser, do I need, because I've not used radiators on anything. I've not had to use radiators on anything. I know you use them with drilling equipment if you're doing the resource mining. But do you need them with just plain nuclear engines? Do you need to slap a bunch of these thermal controls on? I haven't actually used nukes. They give a very slow and steady thrust. It might be a bit of a slow mission doing it using nukes, but mind you, it'll be mech jeb at the helm for a lot of it, so it won't matter too much. Anyway, so I might stick a little fuel tank in the middle. I think we need a little bit more. I'm just you know, over designing this a bit, but it's fine. It'll be fine. Right, so. What we need to do now is we somehow need to build a TOG around this. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work exactly. We're going to need a lot of flat panels. Let's see. So, we could use... let's see. We're going to need to leave some holes for like the crew hatches and that kind of thing. But if I put it on some I-beams... What do I want it attached to? If we use that mid-fuel tank, in fact, if we change the symmetry again. Right, there we go. Right, so it's probably going to look nothing like a TOG. It's just going to be a big long box, but that basically is a TOG. I don't know if we'll even bother with windows. Not windows. Wheels. There we go. Starts with a W. Yes. So, I mean, we could, but it'll just add weight, basically. But on the other hand, it might look a bit naff without any kind of windows on it. So, God, this is going to have so many struts. Which is the biggest strut panel? Strut panel, flat panel. Also, yeah, I decided against the nuke chaser. I decided I'm gonna go with a Terrier. Right, how do we? I'll get this to go. Oh, maybe that's fine. No, that's not where I wanted it. Oh, this is gonna be so fiddly. Right. Oh. Right, is this enough of a... Is this too much of a... There might be some seams. No, actually that looks naff. That looks terrible. Let's do one on the top and... Oh, how did I have it before? And now it's not doing what I want it to do. I don't know. It gets very confusing when you're trying to do certain things. Come on. Come on. Right, there we go. That kind of works. I think we will try and put wheels on. I mean, it won't be a tank without wheels. It'll just look kind of naff. Right, good lord, this is fiddly. Right. No, I want you... Oh, okay. It flips depending on exactly where you position it. Okay, so... That's the initial point. We're going to leave a space over the... I should probably have a reference picture of the TOG. I'm going to be doing a TOG from memory and it's going to look bloody awful. But would you expect anything less? Right, oh. Now, I don't think these weigh very much. I don't think I'm adding very much to the weight when I stick these on. I should probably start putting struts in underneath as well. Because otherwise, oh god, there's going to be so much, you know, death and destruction. Although it is going to leave all these little strut end connectors poking through, but we can't do anything about that, sadly. Right, so we're going to leave a gap there. We'll maybe just cover this side. Right, what does the front of a TOG look like? There's kind of a... I might need a reference picture on the other screen. Or even... Hang on, I know what I could do. Well, mind you, I've got my... I could just put that up, couldn't I? Ta-da! TOGs! But that's no good. Now you can't see anything. I need a little TOG thing I can put in the corner, but that requires me to go and find a TOG picture. Anyway, it's probably just going to look crap. But hey, this is KSP. Right, why don't you sit flush? Unless I need to turn... There we go. That will probably help. Right, this. I mean, I've built some stupid stuff in KSP before, but this is probably one of the stupidest things I've ever attempted to do. Almost certainly. They're gonna have a fine view from this cockpit, hey? Right, we're gonna have to leave a space at the bottom. Right, the sides. How are we gonna do the sides? I have no idea. I do wonder if the turpits will be on sale again, but I suspect if it is, it's going to be pretty damn expensive. So we want the rear to slope down a bit, as it does with the actual TOG. So these rear two plates, let's see, we'll turn off angle snap. It's going to be the world's dankest looking TOG. And probably not going to look so much like a TOG as a, I don't know, a derpy space submarine or something. I've seen plenty of people do that though. In fact, I think there was a Reddit challenge a little while back to launch submarines to Lethe. Of course, you couldn't really submerge. But in the latest 105 version, they actually added like water physics, kind of stuff to do with water anyway. So it was made things interesting. Bazka Gamer, this is Kerbal Space Program, and it's on Steam. It's on their own site. I'm trying to think if you can get it elsewhere. Good Old Games, maybe. Actually, I don't know about that. But it's basically a kind of physics sandbox sim game. Not even a sim game. I'm just in sandbox mode where you get unlimited everything, but there's like a career mode as well if you fancy a bit more kind of serious progression. Right, this is going to be annoying. Like, this is going to be the front bit of the TOG. This is going to be me. It's like drawing a TOG from memory. It's going to look nothing like the actual thing. GOG does have it. Okay. It's also got very, very good mod support, although the mods tend to break. Or well, maybe not mod support, but it's got a very good modding community. Maybe that's better to say. But the mods tend to break badly between patches. Oh, right. No, I didn't actually want that one there. So, where are we? Rotate. We want these front panels to be at. Well, they're kind of. Oh, I can't even remember. I just remember there's a flat bit at the front of the TOG. I don't know how we're going to get the wheels on. It's going to look so bad. It's going to look so bad. I've actually seen people. There was a guy on Reddit that posted like he made a bunch of tanks in stock KSP, and they actually looked really good. The nose is going to poke out, isn't it? That'll be fine. So what was I saying? No, my brain's gone now. I forgot what I was saying entirely. Probably nothing important. Oh, the KSP tanks guy. Yes, some of them looked really, really cool. And if I'd been thinking, I would have just, you know, messaged that guy and say, "Oh, can I have your craft files, please?" And then I'm totally gonna go, "Hey guys, here's a TOG I made. It looks so cool, right?" Yeah. This'll be fine. It'll be fine. I don't know what you're all being so skeptical about. Right, somehow we have to attach wheels. My God, this is never going to get off the launch pad, is it? Right, utility. Wheels are in utility. Let's see. I don't know what wheels to... Let's see. Probably not those ones. The Rove Max ones, maybe? They're not very big. But the big wheels are quite... Yeah. The big Rove Max ones are a bit... I don't have tweak scale or anything like that. Oh, so you drive a Volvo then, Sombra. So, right, we need the wheels to come sort of... maybe a little bit out. Do I want to stick some girders along the side, maybe? Where are we? No, I don't think I can. Oh no, there we go. Right. Or even if I... Come on, attach. No, I don't think it wants to. Oh, no, wait, it kind of does if I... Oh, do it just right. Or is that... No, I don't think that's actually attached to the other girder. I think that's kind of just clipped onto the tank. Oh, no, it has clipped onto the girder. It's because I don't have snap on at the moment. Right, so... Well, I mean, this is fine. This is fine. What could possibly go wrong? I'll shuffle that along slightly. Okay, those two... oh no, I grabbed the tank there. Actually, hit Control Z just to quickly undo that. Sometimes grabbing the part you want is a little bit tricky. There we go, right. So they're not actually... I thought the girders were all attached to each other, but apparently not. Anyway. Right, Wheels. We're adding wheels. Oh, only 2 of those are on each side. Damn it! Why did you do that, KSP? I wanted them on both sides. No, wait, I've done the same thing again, haven't I? I hit the wrong hotkey. I wanted X, not C. Which is suddenly not doing what I want it to. Yeah, X is supposed to set the symmetry thing, and it wasn't. And I don't know why. And there's my phone. Because reasons. It's probably a caption guy sending me another rude text. Right. No, it keeps grabbing the wrong part. God damn, this is fiddly. Right, I want that to be a bit there and a bit that way. Okay, and that's on both sides. And that just leaves this part. Which, again, we want on both sides. I just don't want it clipping through the separator. Right, so I think we've got the actual girder there. That's fine. It's slightly clipping through the other girder, but it's fine. It's fine. Right. What mode are we on? So if yeah, so we want to hit Control R again, and no, that's not right. No, apparently just whichever mode I use, it doesn't want to put these girders on, put these wheels on these girders. Oh, I guess it's because of the girder's orientation. Oh, this is gonna, no, that's not gonna work. Does it kind of work with the big wheels? No, this is terrible. Yeah, this is going to need a lot of duct tape, I think. I think you're right. Maybe we'll just have to pretend it's got tracks. I think we're just going to have to pretend. I don't think I can actually figure out how the hell I'm going to get tracks on this thing. Oh, this is so terrible looking. It's just the worst. It's just the worst. Right. Let's try to put them on the other side of that panel, but there's already stuff on the other side of that panel. So I might have to do each side individually, which is going to be a tremendous pain, but okay. Right. Yeah, we do want rotate. Oh, if there's some really quick way of doing this, right? Can I Alt? Yes. Okay, we just copy that. Kind of. Oh, I have to just get the edge in the right place. Does this look anything like a TOG? Not really. It's a big almond box. Oh, it's so bad. Oh dear. Well, I mean, if Jeb wanted, you know, competently built whatever, he joined the wrong space program. I'm just saying. Right, these come out on a kind of shelf at the front, don't they, if I remember correctly? What the heck is a dually? What? Dually truck. That I don't. That's I've never heard that before. Whatever that is. Right. Oh, this front bit's going to be super fiddly. I'm going to have to do each individual plate, aren't I? Can I get you to? Kind of. rotate. Oh. Upwards. Well, that one's slightly skew-if. No! Damn it. Good thing you can just go control... control thingy. What's the word? There's maybe some slight gaps, but it's fine. The gaps don't matter, right? Hey, Conway. We're building the world's worst looking space TOG. Is what we're doing. It's pretty damn bad. I've given up on trying to even fit wheels on it. None of the wheels look right to try and get just to look like tracks, and they'll kind of stick out in odd ways. So we're just going to end up with a big metal box that flies to space. And is probably going to kill whoever is stupid enough to step inside it. Oh, this okay, that sounds like a thing for people with more money than, you know, brains. Oh, that's slightly skew-if. The whole front looks slightly skew-if though. Right, this is terrible. Look at this. It's a TOG, you guys. It's a TOG, honest. Right, more struts. It needs more struts. Let's make sure this side's all strutted. We're somehow going to launch this into space, Conway, and it's going to go and rescue somebody. Somehow. We haven't quite figured out how yet, but somehow it's going to rescue somebody. Right, there's an annoying gap at the front there, but we'll do something about that later. Or possibly we'll just leave it there and it'll be, you know, a feature. Right. No, what button do I want? Oh, there we go. Now, actually, one thing I should do before I close this in completely is make sure I've slapped on a bunch of... I've just had that thought. This is supposed to be, you know, worst case scenario. This is the thing that returns from orbit. So, we want some... parachutes. There we go. Something about the Kerbals wanting to return alive or something. I don't know. They're very fussy like that, I've been told. Although Bob Kerman wasn't, to be fair. Maybe we want some kind of spotlight there as well, actually. Just so that the Kerbals can... Oh. No, which... There we go. Which button? Right. There we go. That looks fine. It's fine. It's fine. It looks fine. I'll just stick a random bit of ladder there as well. No, I can never... There we go. I can never know which keys to press. They can stand on the ladder and get blinded by the spotlight that's in their face. And the most important bit, the reason we actually came here, is to stick on a bunch of parachutes. So I'll just stick some parachutes. Oh my word, this looks fugly. It's fine though. Right, this is actually way more parachutes than you need for a single pod. But you know what? Screw it. More parachutes never hurt. Oh, no, grabbed the wrong part there. That's fine. I'm going to move those inwards slightly. So how are you getting on, Conway? Alright, there we go. Right, parachutes! Very important. Right, structural, we wanted more of these. Right, we're going to close this bit in, more or less. Although, I might be a bit fiddly. Oh, have I been, has it been putting in, oh, okay, we might actually. We still had double symmetry on, so I don't want to make the physics weird out too much with merged panels. That might lead to more explosions than we were counting on. Not that we're counting on any explosions, of course, but you know, it's KSP. It does do to be prepared for a certain number of explosions. You just have to kind of factor that in a little bit. Right. So it's fine. It's fine. It's basically a TOG. It's basically a TOG. I mean, we could just be totally. We could be so dank. We could be over dank. We could just like stick wheels on the side, which would just be the dankest. Oh, that's what that symmetry does apparently. That may not be what we want. Right. Yeah, screw it. We're just going to stick a bunch of wheels on the side and say, look everybody, it's a TOG. It's totally a TOG. Yep, it's 100% a TOG. This is definitely a TOG. What the hell is this? It's a monstrosity. What have I created? Oh dear Lord. I feel like Dr. Frankenstein right now. Just kind of, you know, looking at the thing I've made and going, it'll do. I don't think the wheels are even the same height on each side, but whatever. It's fine. It's basically fine. No, they're not even straight. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. I don't know what you're worried about. It's totally aerodynamic. We could put some aerodynamic, you know, fairings over the wheels, but that would take even longer. Right, we want to do this rear section. I'll do a couple of struts inside first. Nothing can possibly go wrong. I'm sure NASA are watching and taking notes as we speak. Right, I guess a big panel. Or do we want some little panels here? We just have some weird floating panels off the side, which you know you can legitimately do in since they introduced all the offset tools. Can you? I don't know. Oh well, some of you will have played this before they introduced all these, but KSP before they introduced all these tools was a different place. It was a different place. Trying to build your rockets with all the. Oh no. Well, we can kind of do it and then just rotate it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I've also just realised the thing that my root part for this, the part that I've got to grab to move this around, is it's kind of buried under here right now. It's a TOG, everybody. It's a TOG. Oh dear, oh dear. No, it is though. It totally is. Yeah. Oh, this is possibly one of the worst looking things I've ever built on KSP. But then you look at the TOG and you think, how did people think this was a serious design for a tank? So I'm following in the proud traditions, the proud footsteps of those people that actually did design the TOG. Right, we want to leave a space for the actual engine. So these ones will leave, oh, like that, but I might rotate them up a bit. Oh, not the engine itself, though. That might produce some odd effects if we had the engine tilted like that. Some slightly undesirable effects. Right, I don't even know how I'm going to close all of this off, to be honest. KSP doesn't do well with these kind of angles. Right, we'll just make the front kind of flat, and we'll stick some panels on the bottom. And I think we might be kind of more or less good to go. Although we might want to squeeze in some thingamy tanks. Thingamy what's it tanks. You know the ones. Yeah, those ones. Monopropellant. There we go. I had to think of the word for that. This is so bad. This looks so bad. Do you know, I watch people like, you know, Scott Manley who's doing it seriously, and then I watch people like Rob Az who is not doing it seriously but still makes really cool looking things. And I think I have played, I don't even know how many hours of this at this point, but I am so bad compared to literally everybody. Literally everybody. Right, I'll put two panels at the side there. It's more looking like a space Volvo, but we haven't actually put the turret on yet. This is terrible. Look at this. Look at it. It's just the worst. It is quite literally the worst. Oh, Rob Az is quite entertaining, but he actually, if you look at the stuff he does in KSP in particular, like that takes a lot of you actually have to be quite good at KSP to be able to do the things he does in KSP. Right, there we go. I could kind of cheat. I could put the panel there, and then we just offset the heck out of it and kind of rotate it. So it's oh, this is such a kludge, but we might actually cover that gap this way. There we go. Ta-da! No gap. It's fine though. You can barely see the seams. You can barely see them. Oh, good lord. Oh, the cube. I love that. I love that that series of videos he did. That was pretty funny. I love his laugh. He's got a good laugh. So yeah, if you like KSP, I mean, he doesn't just do KSP. He's been doing a lot of Fallout stuff recently. But yeah, Rob Az is definitely somebody worth checking out. Right. Oh, hooray! I covered up the gaps at the front. Kind of. It's complete mishmash, but it'll be fine. I'll probably get it out to the launch pad and it'll just go and fall to bits. Right. So we've got our bit for where people can, you know, ingress and egress. We need some plates on the bottom, but we're going to leave this bit. We're either going to leave this bit open, or we have to somehow... we could go really nuts and have some separators. How would we do this? If we had a separate panel section that had like a separator attached to the underside of this, maybe. That would be so balmy. Radial decoupler? No. There we go. One of these. Now, we're going to have to rotate and offset that a bit. He actually built a working ATST in KSP, using Infernal Robotics, of course. but it was really quite impressive. And having, you know, played a bit of KSP, you look at the stuff. I mean, not just him, but you look at the stuff some people do, and it's like, you know, it's a 10-minute video, and you think, yeah, you probably spent hours making that. Right, that kind of works. This will be kind of a section that, oh god, no. Well, it detaches. Right. What is our total tonnage right now? It's actually only 21 tons of all this stuff. See you, Chaser. Thanks for joining us. Right. Yeah, this might actually work. This might kind of work. Because they'll be attached to this. And we can basically jettison that bit, and then they can use the Separatrons to actually push themselves away. In a completely controlled and non-violent fashion. Right, oh god, the staging for this entire machine is going to be the worst. Right, we want that stage to be... Yeah, we want to jettison that, and then we want to detach from the thing. Okay. You got chased off Maxwell's... What did you say? What on earth would you manage to say that would make you get chased off Maxwell's stream? I'm curious now, Jack. Oh. Nope. Right, there's a bit of a gap at the front, but I'm kind of inclined to just sort of leave it. We could rotate that up a bit so it's less of a gap, although I don't think that's really a feature of the TOG, but I don't think anyone would seriously look at this and go, oh, it's a TOG! I think they'd look at it and go, what the smeg is that thing? Right, so that's the front bit done. We want, I guess, one more set of panels there, and then we'll do the rear and the rest of the underside. And then we've got the fun of actually building a launch vehicle that will get this thing into space. Yeah. It's terrible. It's terrible, it really is. Right, structural panel.
Your business is appreciated.
Thanks for the follow, Star Slinger. Right, we'll rotate these downwards slightly. Or do we want to kind of rotate them maybe a bit more inward? The TOG doesn't really look like that very much, but I think we're maybe beyond worrying that this is not going to be an exact replica of a TOG at this stage. It's the TOG 3. Yes, that's what it is. We should actually change the name. It's the TOG 3. Call it the Mark 3. There we go. Right, it's the TOG 3. That's what this is, you guys. It's the TOG 3. Yes. I don't know, Sombra. I'm not sure. For now, I'm just planning to stream KSP. I might... Wait, what? Oh, because I did a radial symmetry on those earlier, didn't I? It's squishing the whole thing. Well, rats. Okay, we're going to have a bit poking through the bottom or something. I don't know. And nobody likes a bit poking through their bottom, so I've heard. Yeah. What? Oh, brain. Why do you do these things to me, brain? You just go, here, say these words, and I say the words, and then I realise what I've just said. No, yes, there we go. Right, again we're going to have a gap, but we can kind of pivot these bits in theory. No, oh, not that one, that one, there we go. It's getting the right combination of, you know, it's very confusing. Right, that is going to overlap a bit. We actually... Oh, I don't know where we put that, but we didn't mean to put that wherever it was. Right, we're going to have to put those so they're kind of inside those bits, I suppose. Because otherwise it's not going to properly allow the front section to detach. It's a design feature, yeah. It's a design feature. Does that... I'm trying to close that gap a bit. I don't know if we really can. I think that just looks terrible. This is so bad. We could just offset these panels upwards. Actually, we could cheat a bit. I'm gonna leave, it's gonna leave this big thing sticking through the bottom plating, but there's not a lot I can do about that. Actually, we can do that. So that's not gonna. Ah, yeah. If we do it that way, it's totally, you know, it's seamless. It's flawless. You'd never tell that this was, you know, not one, just one whole section. Right, before we close this bit up, I should put some more struts in along the along to the rear, the bottom sections. Nope. Let's just click on the, rather than alt click, let's just click on the thing in the path selector. It's probably easier. So many struts. What do you want to reckon that this is going to maybe not do so well for frame rate when I try and launch it? Right, just the rear section to close up, and then we have to put on a turret. And then we're good to, you know, good to go, kind of, not really. We'll almost be good to go. Right, that's not a right angle. That's going to be a really annoying to... We have to adjust the thing of those bottom plates. Oh, actually that... More or less... Oh, that more or less meets in. Okay, that's fine. It does make me, like, trying to do this, it makes me appreciate all the more the patience and skill required to actually make a tank in KSP that looks like an actual real-life tank. Because this is maybe slightly nothing like. Just slightly. Oh. Sticking out the sides, rather. Why is that so much further up than that bit? I don't know. Or maybe just that bit's further down than it should be. Well, the whole thing's just kind of slightly skew-if. Slightly. The whole thing's slightly skew-if, yes. You could in fact say that. Right. Just some panels along here now. Oh, I managed to pull that over there somehow. That should be fine there. Rotate those to 90 degrees. Oh, I just every time I look at it and think, how have I done this? What possessed me? It all seemed like a good idea at the time. I could actually, by the way, I don't know, I could turn on the KSP music. I generally play with the KSP music turned off, but it's actually not bad for, you know, the sort of music that just loops around. So what say you, chat? Should I turn on the KSP music and we can have not just the dulcet tones of, you know, yours truly, but oh. There we go. Right, okay, so wow, the Space TOG 3. There's gonna be Japanese animes about this. I think whoever mentioned Space Battleship Yamato's right. This is gonna be big in Japan for sure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is gonna be, you know, it's gonna take Japan by storm. Absolutely. I could put on some more bark, I suppose, but I tend to do those at the top and the bottom of the stream just because if it's going to get muted in the VOD, then it doesn't really matter. But yeah, we'll tell you what, we'll put on the KSP music, which I might actually need to go out of the thing. You need the Space Battleship Yamato. I've actually seen the live action, the film version. But let's see, if I put music up to say 40%. Oh, that's a little bit loud. 35. Okay. Yeah, I've seen the live action film version. But I've never seen Space Battleship Yamato the anime. Right, I've probably got a duplicate actually because I call it the. We don't want no filthy Mark II. This is the TOG 3. This is the Space TOG. Isn't it glorious? It's so bad. Right, where are we going to put the turret? We don't want it to obscure the hatch. So the turret might have to be further back than normal. I can cheat and I could maybe use a single part for the turret rather than trying to build structural bits. If I had like B9 aerospace or something, that would not be a problem. No, I don't think that would really work. I could use something like that as the core of the turret. Or do I just build another box? Do I just build another box on the box? I suppose so. Let's build the turret around about here. It's the they I mean you don't know this, but it's like the Conqueror and the 215B. They did a rear mounted, yeah, we should do that actually, a rear mounted turret. No, it's more like a mid mounted turret. Or we could maybe squeeze it in the front actually. The TOG has got a fairly frontal turret. Oh, this is a thing of beauty, everybody. I could use the small panels, but small panels are back. We use the Mark 1s to do kind of sort of beveled edges. obviously we've got to have a gun or a kind of pseudo gun. It's just so very bad. It's like a 3-year-old's rendering of the TOG. I'm sure Caption Guy would say something immensely mean at this point. Oh. Let's flip tab. Actually, we could maybe front and rear sections. We could maybe use the Mark 1 panels. Oh, not Mark 1, but the 1x1s. No, just would you sit on the edges? There we go. No, for goodness sake! Oh, I'm trying to align these up. It's a bit of a fiddly bugger. We'll rotate that inwards and try and get it kind of the same angle. Oh, this is so good. This is the best. This is just, how can you not look at this and think, oh my god, it's a TOG. Don't quite match up. We might move these bits in closer. Kind of watch it slightly. I think the turret's just going to be full of struts, to be quite honest. Right, that's not quite straight. Hey, look everybody, it's a TOG. Oh my god. It's so good. It's so good. It's just, oh, it's amazing. It's a work of art, everybody. Look, see. I can put on lots of little, it's the gun mantler. We've used a German gun mantler, that's what we've done. There we go, it's a TOG! Music's a tad loud. Okay, I'll turn it down a bit. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Right. Music, we'll slap that down to about, well, less than 20. Oh, it's beautiful, you guys. It's beautiful. Right, how's the music sound now? Oh. Getting the camera viewpoint right is a bit tricky at this point. Do you know, Mantic, it's to my shame I've never been further than Minmus. I've gone into solar orbit a couple of times, but I invariably just run out of fuel before I get anywhere that I want to go. So yeah, I've never ever been to Duna, I've never been to Joule, I've never been to anywhere outside of the immediate Kerbal system. Right, we're gonna make the back of the turret square. We're gonna check ass a bit. Right, it's just gonna be struts! Struts everywhere! Oh, let's do that. It's fine! It'll be fine. Right, go to Duna. Well, I don't know if the wheels even probably touch the ground, Conway. And the fact that we've got this thing sticking out is a bit of a problem. And to remove that would require slightly a major structural redesign at this point. This isn't actually a TOG that can maybe drive along very well. But You know, it's fine though. It's the Space TOG. It's the TOG Mark III. Where we're going, we don't need roads. But possibly there will be explosions. Right, offset. Oh, good lord. This is a monstrosity. What have I done? What have I done? Right, oh, we're nearly there. Oh. I'll just offset the heck out of that. Fine. Rotate it. Maybe. Well, I mean, we can definitely claim some artistic license in it not looking quite like the TOG 2, because you look at the TOG, the original TOG, or the TOG 1, or whatever you want to call it, versus how the TOG 2 looks. They're quite different looking machines. So, you know, if we can claim this is the TOG 3, then it's fine. It's really fine. Right. Right, okay, well, we'll offset the gun down a bit slightly, because obviously having it that far up just looks silly. Right, so we've got our... They've learned some design lessons from the Germans with that kind of style of gun mantlet. We're going to need a docking port for fueling this thing up. So, let's see. Utility. How am I going to launch the Space TOG? Well, that's the next adventure. That's our next adventure. Clampertron? There we go, it's the commander's hatch. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, well, the commander's hatch, fine. That's sorted. Right, what's our centre of mass? Okay, the centre of mass is still... I mean, this is all structural parts, so they're not very heavy, so the centre of mass is still more or less along the line of the centre of thrust. Well, for some reason the centre of thrust is looking... Why is the centre of thrust that way when the rocket's there? Do I have to reattach the engine? Or do I... let's try sticking on a different engine. That is a bit odd. No, why is it doing that with the centre of thrust? There's nothing else on here. We're going to actually try a nuclear engine. Oh, this is so good. Oh, this is so good. Right, should we try the nuclear engine and just slap on some of those radiator panels? We need all the gubbins. We'll also get this thing up right now. Oh, no. It's a bit Homer Simpson than that. Woo, 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 woo. Right, no, that one, okay. So we need to get the TOG into launch configuration at this stage. I'll remove the oxidizer, yes. Right, one tank's empty already and the other tank is... Oh god, how am I going to access the fuel tanks? I didn't fully... I just have to kind of scroll inside the thing. Alright. Right, so we've got... That's the mid tank, that's the top tank, okay. Just put the... Oh, well, we'll just have... Oh, we'll have... Okay, I guess we'll have some liquid fuel in the mid tank as well. Right, we also need... I've just realised we need some way of controlling this when it's actually in space. Oh, you put suggesting liquid fuel back in that one. Okay. I don't know why we've got the offset centre of thrust. I don't know why that is. We might make controlling things in space. Like, this is probably going to... This is almost certainly going to require coming back to the drawing board. If we do this with a single launch and it works with a single launch, I will be incredibly amazed. Right, monoprop. We want some monoprop. If I get some of the radial tanks, I can stick them on the front maybe. Or we can stick them on the back. We can make it like a Russian tank and it's got the fuel tanks on the back. Although I don't know why they're attaching that way. That does look slightly skew-if. There we go. Right, so we've got our Russian fuel tanks. We need some actual oh god, we're just gonna stick like all of the no, it's command control, there we go. RCS thrusters on. Just all of them. All of the RCS thrusters. Oh, this is going to be such a mess. It's going to be beautiful, you guys. Just, you know, just RCS thrusters everywhere. Why not? You can't have too many. Why are they hovering above the... How are they even attached? What? No, they're not attached. It only looked like they were attached. That would have been weird if they'd been attached. Mounting them centre of mass is probably the best way to do it, but I think we left the best way to do it a long time ago. Oh, I keep alt-clicking at the wrong time. And we'll put some on the centre of mass as well, just because, you know, why not? Oh, this is going to be such a glorious mess. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. We have long since left behind, you know, any kind of semblance of sanity at this point. Just you know, random these things everywhere. Right, you need a couple more on the sides probably. Got some there. Stick some at the front. This is so very bad. Might need some more RCS fuel. You may be right. Well, we've got 160. No, in fact, we've got 300 with these. I think 300 will be enough. I think 300 will be enough. Okay. Anyway, okay. So we've got RCS. I've got my pilot return thing. We've got the thing that will pop off and it'll scoot out of there and then it can return to the atmosphere. But they'll already have to be on a return trajectory when we do that bit, basically. What else do we need? We need solar panels, we need radiators. So, solar panels, I mean, I guess we'll stick those on the turret. It's an environmentally friendly TOG. It runs on solar power. We could just stick on a bunch of radioisotope generators inside, but that would require going inside the thing. Oh, it's a radial. Okay, that's cool. A radiator. Now we could just stick on a bunch like this, or we could. I think we've got space. I'm going to be honest. I think we've got space for some of the large ones. Although I have managed to slap those over everything. Well, Brett has a point. I mean, how else are you going to rescue somebody in space when it might be dangerous? Of course, you send a TOG. Right, I might actually have enough. Let's take on some thermal ones, I guess. Right, that's going to try and symmetry them on the same panel, so that's no good. Right, 4 should be, like, if 4 isn't enough, I suspect it will be, somehow. And, well, we're going big. We might as well use the Gigantor XL arrays, wherever the heck they're hiding. Oh, batteries. We need some batteries for this thing, obviously, as well. So I'll put some Gigantor arrays on either side of the turret. And we'll maybe put one on the bottom as well, just in case the turret isn't able to get sunlight at that particular moment. There we go, that's the one. I mean, it's a TOG. You've got to go big or go home, basically. Right, battery power. That is actually quite important. We need some battery power. So if I get one of these battery packs, you can actually basically stick them anywhere. It's oh, I don't even know what you could call it if I stuck it on the front. It's a spare road wheel. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a spare road wheel. Okay, there we go. That's the story we're going with. It's a spare road wheel in case one of these falls off. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we've got power. We've got radiators. We've got monoprop. We've got RCS. We've got a docking port. Docking with the space thingy is going to be. I don't think we even actually will need to dock with the thing, but we will need to dock with the with Bob's capsule. Well, actually, we don't even have to. We could not Bob, Bill. We could have him spacewalk over, but I think trying to dock will be even better. Okay, so now we have to somehow figure out how we're going to launch this monstrosity into orbit. So I'm thinking, I've not really left myself a lot of space for attaching stuff, have I? I'm thinking at the sides, we're going to go with, how are we going to do this? We'll make sure those are in a separate group. Oh, and that engine needs to be in a separate group as well. What decouples that? Yeah, no, we don't want those to go off at the same time. Right. So we, let's see, we've got a decoupler there. Right, what's our weight? Our weight's only actually 36 tons. It's not so bad. It's the aerodynamics that are going to kill us, probably. Right, fuel tanks. I think we need something fairly heavyweight to lift us up. Just because we're going to need a lot of thrust to overcome the fact that we don't have a lot of aerodynamic, you know, whatever to work with. And 36 tons isn't that light. Right, also we want to be on rocket in VAB symmetry mode, so we'll change back to that. Do we think a couple of Jumbo Maxes will be enough? The turret's gonna screw over everything, and I think you might be right. We're just gonna say screw it. Money is not an issue. We're gonna. That is clipping the wheels rather badly. It's fine though. It's fine. Yeah. Right. This is a lot of fuel. Okay. Question is it enough fuel to get it all? Yeah, like the turret's the only problem. I think you might have a point, maybe. Are we better off with a round tank? A round tank might clip the size less. Yeah, one of those. Yeah, sure, why not? It does still clip the sides though. I think it's either going to have to be that or one of the big orange tanks, isn't it? The Rockmax Jumbo. That still clips the wheels a bit. It should be fine. Okay, so we're probably going to need an ungodly amount of boosters on this thing as well, aren't we? We might make those the main stages and then put some asparagus, you know, around them just to completely complicate matters. Right, that needs some kind of nose cap. I don't know which ones are which. There we go. Right, rockets. We need some fairly beefy rockets for the main stage. A couple of mammoths, why not? Might be a bit overkill actually. Main sails. Absolutely, main sails. Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one of these on each side, and then we're going to have maybe... I don't know how I'd do it with asparagus staging, actually, with this kind of design, because you can't put it all the way around. I know what I could do. If I do it... God, this is going to get complicated, isn't it? As if it wasn't hideously complicated enough already. Right, radial decoupler. Right, no, that won't work with that, unfortunately. I can use symmetry there, and then manually place the other two. Actually, enough room for this. Maybe. Let me see, slightly further around there. Oh. Too high up. Still too high up. I need them to be all more or less on the same. Okay. What I'd recommend, I mean, there's various tutorials and videos on it. Cami Steel 44. I am going to cheat and use a mod called MechJeb, which can basically do launches for you. But I mean, what I made a point of making sure, like, I wanted to know that I could do a manual launch myself, and I could. And at that point I went, right, okay, this is not the fun part of the game for me, so I just installed MechJeb at that stage. And I now let MechJeb handle it for me, because the fun part for me is all this stuff. It's designing the stupid rockets and planning out missions and doing all that stuff. Right, no, those I don't want those. Oh, if only I had some, I feel like I need more kind of mid-sized... I need something that's in between this and that, and I don't know if we've got that with stock KSP. No, it's I mean, I could use some of the shorter 3.75 meter parts, I suppose. Or I could use the Mark II fuselages, but they basically have the same capacity as the 2.5 meter parts. But yeah, I feel like if I had something like B9 or something, I'd probably have more options here. Right, this is not at all going to go disastrously wrong. Reliance, I guess, for this stage. Hey, can't wait. Yes, we're still going. We're behold the beauty of the TOG 3. Behold it. You can't quite behold the beauty at this angle, but isn't it? I want this in World of Tanks. Can't wait. Make it happen. It's the TOG 3. It's got a nuclear engine. It's got to happen. Right. So we're going to asparagus stage these parts, and then we're going to basically copy it over to the other side. RCS build aid. I've literally got 0 mods on this apart from actually I tell a lie, I've got MechJeb. MechJeb's the only mod that's on this right now. I'm waiting for 1.1 to come out before I go absolutely nuts with mods, because that's going to be glorious. 64-bit client support for Windows, official 64-bit client support. It's going to be so good. Right. Okay. So we need to asparagus stage that, and then we're going to copy it over. Or actually, no. I'll do the fuel lines once I've copied it. That'll be easier to keep in my head. Right, so we've got right, so that's a separate group. That should be down there. Okay. So we need to, oh, this is going to be interesting trying to match this up. Yeah, no, we'll just attach it like that. That can't possibly go wrong. Right, sort of about there. We're going to have to... Oh, it's awkward when I can't use exact radial... Well, that needs to be down a bit. Oh, why is it doing that? That's weird. Why? What? Okay, that's just odd. Right, we might have to... I might not be able to use the offset tool for this, actually. Because it's just forcing it to clip in. Right, where did... Oh, God, where did I kind of attached it there. But it's really hard to see. It's really hard to see the actual... about there. How close was it to the edge? I think that is more or less... It's on that seam, so that should be more or less level. Right, let's set up the staging. How much delta V have I got as well? Anything like enough? Over 4,000. And of course it's all calculating it as a single burning stage at the moment. So what we'll do is we'll set up the fuel lines, if I can remember where the heck fuel lines are. Fuel tanks, not engines, there we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to have these be the outboard ones, that'll burn into those. No, those will be the outboard ones. These will be the kind of inboard ones that fall off first, basically. Or do I want to do it the other way? Do I want to have these edge ones fall off first? That might actually be better. Because, No, we'll have the... No, yes, no, we'll have those ones fall off first. That'll be the sensible way to do it. So we'll basically go... That can go... And then that goes... No, KSP. I said there we go. No? I think it's slightly freaking out with the parts count at this stage. The game is getting a little unresponsive. It's going too many parts. The frame rate when we launch is going to be interesting. Okay. So no, see, I don't want you to do that, KSP. That's the wrong way around. I think we just need to give it a little bit of time when I click on things, and not move the mouse suddenly and let the game catch up. Because the part count on this is now going to be rather high. Ooh. Right, so we want those outermost ones to drop first, so we're going to need, let's see, 2 staging groups and okay, that's those. Oh, actually, and because there's the ones I put on with radial symmetry, that makes it really simple. And okay, now those are already in a separate group, so I didn't need to create a separate. Okay, have I overlooked anything? Because otherwise, I don't. I don't think there's anything else to do. I think we maybe are there. Our thrust to weight ratio for takeoff is actually 2.17, and that's only going to get higher as we burn through the fuel. So we've actually got a really good TWR. In fact, it might be a bit too good. I don't know. We might want some big ass fins on these as well, actually. So we put some big ass fins on the space TOG. I think that might be needed for you know, atmospheric control purposes. It's the space TOG Yamato with big ass fins. Oh, quite centered. It's fine. It's fine. It looks wonderful. I don't know what you're talking about. Right. I don't think we need to change the controls on those. Yeah, this is the nuke right here. The nuke isn't involved in launching the thing at all. I could put some fins on the actual tanks as well. The wrong way around. That one fits that bit. Some airplane tail fins maybe. Just to help out the aerodynamics, you know? Well, I can't quite seem to... Did I slightly make my... things wonky? I may have done. It's fine. It's just it means I can't quite put the fins on straight. No. Yeah, I didn't quite space those out right, so it looks a little wonky. But I'm lazy and I can't be bothered redoing the fuel lines. Right, this is... So we have nearly 5,000 delta V. I'll just quickly... if I effectively neutralise that engine, it's saying 3,600 delta V. So we can't trust the 5,000 delta V. It's the Atmo delta V that we want. 3,600, 3,300. I suppose we should just be paying attention to the Atmo Delta V thing anyway. So we still need more Delta V. So, we don't have enough lift yet. We've got a good TWR, but we don't have enough lift. So maybe I need some extra. Oh, let's do that. If I take these cones off, I could put some extra fuel in those tanks, or maybe, or put some extra tanks on, rather. Get some more burn time on that main stage. Right. No, that's too big. That's the next page we want. So the TWR has gone down a bit, but it's still 1.86 is still pretty respectable. So the TWR is now it reckons about 3,900. I don't know why that's still saying 3,600. Maybe I should stick some more tanks on this bit as well. Maybe? Or is this going to make it even more unwieldy? I don't know, we haven't even taken it out on the launch pad yet. It might just all fall over. Horribly. Screw it. More fuel. More rockets. Well, not so much more rockets, it's just more fuel, but... It'll be fine. It'll be fine. At a certain point, you hit a law of diminishing returns with, but given we're starting off with a rather high TWR. Oh, need to remember to wait a little bit every time I click now because the part count is so high. I could add more boosters or some SRBs and then throttle them down a bit, I suppose. It's not really the getting off the launch pad that's going to be the problem. It's the sustaining the flight. And we don't want to go too fast too quickly. That might do bad things to the TOG. Yeah, it's not so much about the initial thrust off the launch pad with this design. We have enough oomph. Right, that has put... Oh. We'll fiddle with that engine, but that should put me over 4,000 delta V. Nearly 4,000. Okay. Okay, we're going to do this. We need one pilot. Jeb was our volunteer. Obviously, we've got an empty seat. I've actually just thought of a thing I could do. Or are we? Jeb can't really see a lot in there. And I think he might be a bit, you know, he might think that that's a bit of a naff way to command the mission. So what we're going to do is next to the commander's hatch, we're going to put a command seat right there. So Jeb can sit and, you know, admire the view. Right, the very last thing is the launch stabilizers, and then we're gonna take this thing out. We're gonna roll it out to the launch pad, and we're gonna see how spectacularly wrong this can go. Well, apparently, I'm gonna have to place each one of these manually. Nope. This part count. It's killing my frame rate softly. I mean, we might get onto the launch pad and it all just collapses in on itself. It might be that this can't even stand the rigors of being under the physics, let alone actually trying to take off. Let's put one over on this side as well. Right, and let's make sure they're all correctly staged, because they're all up here at the moment. At the moment we're going to fire the rockets and basically nothing's going to happen. Because the launch clamps are all staged hilariously wrongly. I think the staging is correct as well, but we shall learn as we go. Close that. No! Oh, what did I do? Right. Fortunately, we can just go Control Z! And it should reappear. There we go. Right, so we've got Jeb selected. Okay, launch! Okay. It's fine. Okay. It's taking a while to think about it. It's taking a little while. I don't actually know what the part count is right now, but it's got to be kind of high. Okay. Oh, bit of sag. We might need some struts on the boosters, actually. We'll give it a go, but I think we'll need to revert. We'll also have a quick look inside the cockpit. This is Jeb's view right now. Yeah. No, C. There we go. That's the button I want. So. It's fine though. Right, ascent guidance. With the frame rate this is going to be going at, I think we'll let MechJeb handle things. Look at this. Okay, orbit altitude 100 kilometers. Orbit inclination. We're going to launch going that way. I think that's the way we want to go. Because we want to go. And we want to hit the moon. What was that I said earlier? Counterclockwise. Yes, so that should be fine. In fact, it'll be that's something we can, when we actually do our intercept orbit to the moon, we'll do that at that point. So it doesn't actually matter that much which way we launch. So we'll just do the standard launch, 0 degree orbit inclination, auto stage. We want auto stage to stop at stage 4, I guess, which will be the ignition of the nuclear rocket. Which by that point we should be in orbit. I mean, I should be able to ditch these bits in orbit. Like, if this is not enough delta V in these rockets to get into orbit, the nuclear rocket isn't going to take us there. So, okay, should we do a countdown? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Space TOG is go! Oh! Oh! Well, it's not exploding. It's got a bit of a roll on it, but it's not exploding. Let's look at the fuel. And we need the delta V counter out as well, really. Delta V stats. Okay, okay, we have an absurd amount of fuel and oxidizer. It works. I mean, it's spinning. Jeb's getting a bit dizzy, and it might do interesting things when it comes to the first stage separation. But at least it doesn't just spontaneously explode on the launch pad. Although I'm slightly worried that it's spinning faster and faster. Fly, my pretty! Fly! Okay, so we need struts. We need lots and lots of struts. But, you know, that was remarkably successful for a first launch. Okay, revert to vehicle assembly. Also, I need some more water. I'll just be a second. Okay, so I think this is a problem that's just literally solvable with more struts. I think that's all we need. I think it's otherwise, you know, it's perfectly it's perfectly fine. It's you know, it's functioning exactly as intended. Right, why wouldn't that attach? Why wouldn't that attach? I don't know. Let's try that again. Just strut everything. That's I think what we need to do here. Space tape, absolutely. And we'll strut these to the actual thing because they were wobbling a bit as well. It's fine. It's more part count. Although I think struts are actually physics-less parts, so it doesn't. Having lots of struts, I don't think affects you in terms of part count as badly as all these panels are. I think the panels are the main culprit why we're struggling rather with the frame rate, because of course it's having to calculate each and every single bit. I think there's a mod, at least one mod, where it basically lets you weld panels together so that the physics treats them as a single object, which would probably be kind of useful. Actually, let's put another strut there as well. More struts! You can never have too many struts. Right. Okay, there we go. Right, we'll try this again. Look at this, this is going off the screen. With stage counter. Hey, Sky Ace! Oh, if it does it again, I'll let it crash to the ground, Sombra. I'm sorry I disappointed you. Okay. Engage autopilot. It should still have all the same settings from last time. A corrective steering we'll click on. We can probably turn off force roll climb. That's not really an issue. Stop at stage. What did we say? Stage 4. And we're good to go. Struts for the strut god. That sounds about right, Chaser. So it's probably a good thing I put all these fins on, as ridiculous as they look. Right, the struts are absolutely doing their job. 10 out of 10. I mean, say what you like about the contractors that the Kerbal Space Program uses, but the guys that they get their struts from are the best that there are around. The struts are second to none. Okay, so we've got about 15 seconds on this first drop. I mean, this still has the potential to go hilariously wrong. We might, during the, I guess we could call them liquid booster, whatever you want to call them, the asparagus outer stages. They might do things like knock engines off, for instance, which would be a bit unfortunate. That'd be a bit of a problem. Look at it though, look at it, is it not magnificent?
Your business is appreciated.
Thanks for the follow, Harry Kerbal. Oh, first stage away. Oh, something blew up, but I don't think there's anything important. No, I'm not seeing anything important missing. Okay, first stage away, we've got a 30-second burn on this next stage. Look at it, look at the space TOG, look at it go. I still don't know if it's going to be enough delta V for orbit, just given the air resistance that must be on this thing, but in terms of controllability, MechJeb's having no problems getting it into orbit. So far so good. Okay, is this, no, what are you doing? No, oh no, oh this is bad, this is, okay, this is, whoever it was that predicted the turret may be a problem, I think the turret may be a problem. Now we're flying sideways. Well, you know, why not? Just for you, Sombra, we're going to let it plummet to the ground. We're going to see Jeb's horrible death. Let's see, there we go. Let's turn off the can enjoy this in its full magnificent, you know, glory, yeah. Jeb is still happy. Jeb is always happy, I think. Jeb doesn't care that he's about to die. Or if we can at least roll it out. No, that just put it in a spin. Whoopsie. Nope. This could have gone better. It's just side scraping. I think you're right, I take damage. It was just Jeb was initiating a side scraping maneuver. Absolutely. The TOG's trying to return to its natural habitat of the water. I think you're right. I think that's it, Brett. I suspect we're going to have to add some more, maybe fins at the bottom and the back. Maybe we could do that. We've got to somehow offset this. It's the aerodynamics of it that's causing problems, I think, rather than the weight, because it's just structural panels. They don't have a lot of weight. Just put a turret on the belly. It would be really a space TOG Yamato then, wouldn't it? Because that had kind of bridges all over the place. And it's going up again now, but we're going to run out of fuel soon, surely. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. It's F2, isn't it? Not F3. Whee! About another 25 seconds worth of fuel, and then the nuclear engine will try and ignite. I think the aerodynamics of the turret are maybe like the TOG's not really meant for sustained atmospheric flight, and I think it maybe shows. MechJeb is doing its best, but I don't think MechJeb can quite cope with the TOG. Yeah, any moment now this is gonna jettison these and it's all gonna go, we're just gonna plummet. Whee! There goes the nuclear engine, trying its best. Let's turn on RCS and we'll see MechJeb trying to do its best. To the water, TOG! To the water! To your natural habitat. That's where you want to be, I can tell. You can't tell right now, but I'm saluting Jeb and his bravery. Although, you know, this is all just a simulation, honest. This never happened. Look at this. Look at this. This is beautiful. Barely landing. There we go. Oh my god, it survived! Oh my god! 10 out of 10 would TOG again. I think Jeb might have died from the impact though. Oh no, it's just an empty husk. Yeah, everything, the command thing just, oh well. Jeb did not survive. I am almost tempted. We want Jeb though. This was just a simulation. That's what it is. But seriously, the fact that that much of it survived, that's amazing. That was absolutely, that was 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Right, revert to vehicle assembly. We're going to have to stick some bits on. Oh, if Jeb had survived that would have been absolutely, that would have been it. We'd have called off the rescue and just, you know. Right, well, no, we wouldn't have. How am I going to do this? Do I just stick another turret on the front, or do I just stick something large and jettisonable? As a kind of a counterweight, almost. I could do that. We'll try that. It's a bit of a quick and dirty method. But this is Kerbal Space Program. It's all about the quick and dirty. Okay, let's see. We want... a radial thingy. Where am I looking for the... What's the one I want? There we go, one of those. Radial attachment point. I'll stick that sort of... there maybe? Should be fine. We want... oh, a couple of thingy. I know what I mean. Where am I looking? Still structural. No? Utility? I can never... You'd think after, like, 100 plus hours played of this, you'd think I'd know where everything is by now, but I really don't. It must be structural. There we go. Right, stack separator. Where is it? Just put that randomly there. I think this will be... oh, we'll leave it there. This will be one we fire off manually, probably. Right. How much does this weigh? 0.2 tons. So this is the extremely cheap and dirty method. This is just like an MS-1 rescue pod. Right, there we go. So we're going to do it this way. This is, rather than build a whole separate thing or try and laboriously copy the turret, we're just going to do it this way and hope that the air resistance of this thing is kind of equal to the air resistance of this thing. And it'll be fine, probably. Probably. Just check we've still got Jeb as the crew. Okay, go for the launch. Also, there's apparently 50 odd people watching right now. I hadn't even noticed the number in a while. I thought maybe I'd get 20 people watching me KSP at best, but maybe there's just no one else that's big that's streaming KSP right now. Right, so, okay, here we go. Engage autopilot. Stage is stage 4. And we've lost a tiny, tiny little bit of delta V from sticking this thing on, but it's not going to be an issue, hopefully. So here we go, attempt number 2. I might have to highlight that magnificent belly flop. That was something. Okay, it's all looking good so far. About 16 seconds away from stage separation. Looks pretty damn solid. And okay, we're just starting to make our first the initial gravity turn. At least I think, yeah, okay, yeah, it actually says there, make gravity turn. Look at it, isn't it magnificent? Space TOG. I mean, it's got a bit of a thing on its chin, but that's fine. You can go to a cosmetic surgeon and have that taken care of quite easily. Attempt 3. I suppose technically it is attempt 3 chaser. There we go. First stage separation. Nice and smooth. mean, the things collided with each other on the way down, but that doesn't matter. I think the aerodynamic, the thing, it seems to be working alright so far. Just over 20 seconds to the next stage separation. It's my TOG. I think you're right, Degonazal. That is... Oh, no, don't you flip over. Okay. 10 seconds to go. We'll see what happens when it ditches these. If that changes the flight behaviour. It shouldn't do. Plenty of Delta V left. Oh, don't flip. Don't flip. Oh, it's trying to do it again. Oh, damn it. Damn it. Can it recover? I don't think it can. It's just kind of flipped over. No. We're still going up, but we're rapidly losing speed. It was more stable. I think maybe... Do we need more weight? Is it weight that's the issue rather than... No, we're flying sideways again. Okay, revert to vehicle assembly. Ah, so close, so close. We were getting there. I think we're in the right direction. Maybe I just we could just continue on with the very, very quick and dirty and just stick another bit on there, and then it'll probably flip the other way. But you know, that's an adventure for when we get to that point, I suppose. That's another 0.2 tons. We're just gonna stick. This looks terrible. This is so damn ghetto. Right, so that's down more mass and more drag. This is terrible. It looks even worse than when I started. But it's fine. It's fine. Right, moving the control surfaces further back. Well, they're about as far back as they can go on the body of the TOG. Maybe that one could go further down, but it would have to clip through the... We could do. We'll try that. Okay. We'll also move that thingy down there. I could turn on the RCS thrusters from launch as well. That might also help. Right. We'll shift this down and there we go, a bit inwards. It's not quite down as far though. Right, so those two tail fins are now more or less opposite from each other. That's fine. Thrusters to give some directional control. I don't know if you mean actual rocket thrusters, but like I said, we will give the RCS. I already replied to that, didn't I? Wow, good job there, brain. Right, I'll turn off RCS from the start. Look at this. Look at this. It's just it's magnificent, is what it is. Try launching the TOG butt end into space. If all else fails, I suppose we could try that. Which would be a bit fiddly in terms of flipping everything around, but it'd be more in terms of resetting the staging than anything else. Okay, we're all good so far, but it's fine until we get to the part where we've nearly... Maybe if I limit the angle of attack to, say, 4 degrees. So it's climbing, it's going at a slightly less steep angle. Man-T, I can press T, but you'll see it flashes on briefly and then flashes off. It's because MechJeb is controlling the ascent. So basically MechJeb is, it kind of overrides the SAS. So here we go, 5 seconds till first separation. We're looking good so far. I mean, we were looking good so far last time as well. What is this, attempt 4? I think attempt 4, or is it attempt 5? I've lost track now. Okay, there we go, nice clean separation. Well, they didn't even smash into each other and explode this time, very disappointing. Okay, 30 seconds to go. It was a couple of seconds before last time. Still, it's showing me we're still on. I've limited the angle of attack, so we're climbing at a less. We're pitching over less. Although it's actually, is the LCS going? It's trying to compensate. So now we have too much drag on the chin. Basically, it's going the opposite way. Okay. So that was too much drag added. So we just need to balance it out, basically. It's one of these things where it's just trial and error. So that's too much. There was a bit more weight, but it was too much drag. So we need a smaller part than that. Okay, that's a less massy part. Might be still too much drag, though. Would that be enough? That's pretty small. That's only 0.5 tons. There's not that many options in terms of things I can stick on. Small fuel tank, maybe. If I stuck on an empty fuel tank instead of one of those things, that'd be fairly like flat. How much does that weigh when it's empty? It gives me a weight. I don't know. Anyway, we'll try that. That's a heavier part, and it's also kind of a flatter part. So this is just going to be trial and error at this point. I could try vector engines, although I don't know. I think they might be better for center mounted than they tend to. I mean, we could try that. We'll give this a go, and if this doesn't work, we'll maybe try swapping out our engines for the vector engines. Why are we missing a nose cone? What? I don't know. One of the nose cones is... How have I managed to take off one of the actual nose cones that I wanted on there? I don't know. That was slightly strange. Don't put it facing that way, says Nikos. Okay. Try putting it the other way. I don't think it'll make... Will it make a difference? I don't know. This looks so ridiculous. Anyway. I never thought my TOG would need a counterweight, but I suppose if you're trying to launch something into space with a turret, then you shouldn't be surprised when it's all going to go horribly wrong. So, launch! Look at it, isn't it so magnificent? So magnificent. Thrusting proudly off the launch pad, as every space TOG dreams of doing. Key? I'm getting F2 and F3 mixed up. Oh, I didn't strut the nose cone when I reattached it. It seems to be fine though. The struts on the tank are still there. And the main things are all flopping around with the boosters. So the boosters aren't flopping around and that's helping. But yeah, I probably should have restrutted the nose cone. It seems to be fine so far. So if we turn on RCS, we get a handy kind of visual indicator of when it's going... it's trying to trying to compensate for going too far. So first stage approaching. Okay, there she goes. No explosions. Oh no, we got some explosions this time. Good, good. There we go. That's what the crowd came to see. This is Kerbal Space Program after all. You can't have KSP without explosions. Tipping over a little bit, but not excessively so. The RCS is going a little. actually have... Okay, those fins do actually have control surfaces. It's a good thing I've got so much monoprop. Right, 15 seconds to the second stage separation. It hasn't gone... Oh, horribly wrong yet. No, no, it's trying to flip, it's trying to flip. Right, this is too much drag still. Okay, revert to vehicle assembly. We can do it! I believe we can do it! It might take a few goes, but we can do it! Let's restrut that nose cone while I remember. I think one should do the trick. Right, okay, so that part's no good. Rockermax hub connector, that looks way too heavy. Maybe one of these, smaller adapters? It's not as big as the turret, but it should be fine. Call Robaz for help. I should totally do that. Because he would definitely, he wouldn't just go, who the hell are you and what are you doing in my house? Definitely. Right, I mean, I could add some... There's monoprop tanks on one side and not the other, so I can add some monoprop tanks to this side, I suppose, and try and even out the weight distribution if I can get it to want to put the monoprop tanks on. I mean, that would also be causing it to be slightly heavier on one side than the other. Right, why won't you let me... Oh, there we go. Attach. Right, there we go. Right, we need to move this slightly over as well. Right, now we have even more monoprop, which is fine. You can never have too much monoprop unless, you know, you've got too much monoprop, in which case your delta V just plummets. Right, struts. Okay, is there anything else? I don't think so. SAS modules. I could, where are we? Under the... Would it be better to put SAS modules at the top or the bottom? Not science. Oh god, command and control. There we go. I could put some big SAS modules in under the nose cones. It's a little harder to put them at the bottom though. Unless I literally just like stuck some disposable ones there. Hey Johns, thanks for joining us. I'm gonna guess we could try that. That would help improve the control a bit. There we go. What do you mean SAS modules there? I suppose I could. But I've stuck them on there now. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. Okay, this is attempt number... I've lost track. I seriously have lost track. I don't even know. 6, 7, 8? Right, here we go with the rockets. They're pretty... These are the biggest reaction wheels you can get, I think, so at least in stock KSP. So this all should help. Of course, it's all slightly at the cost of fuel efficiency, but we're doing all right. And now you see how hard it is to balance the TOG. I think you make a fair point, Jack Beauregard. This thing definitely needs unlimited matchmaking. It's very unbalanced. Plenty of hit points though, as we saw from that first magnificent belly flop. Right, we're coming up on first stage separation. We know from experience that this is not where the problems lie. Look at these front wheels. I've just noticed how wonky these front wheels are compared to each other. So there we go, bits away. It's completely, like, you never know if they're going to crash into each other or not. It's a bit disappointing that you can't get them to consistently do it. Oh, two of them did. The other two just going to plummet back to earth. They're just going to plunge through the roof of the cafeteria. At limited hash braking. That's exactly what I said, Jack, yes. Oh, hello. That was a slightly weird audio error there. I don't know what that was. Right. Okay, this is usually the point where it all goes horribly wrong. Is it trying to? I think it's trying to, but the SAS modules are actually compensating. We'll see what happens when we drop these tanks in about 12 seconds' time. Oh, no. No, it's starting to pitch up. No. No, 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 no. Okay. Okay. Load the gold! I think that's what we need. Right, whoever it was that suggested we just slap some SAS modules on the chin. The disposable, you know. We're just going to do that. We're just going to be extremely cheap and dirty and go, here's some SAS modules. What's the weight of these things? 0.2 tons. So, 2 should be enough? Maybe? I sound so sure, don't I? It was looking good up until the point where it wasn't. Yeah. If only I could somehow build a fairing over the entire TOG. But there's literally not a fairing part big enough. If you had tweak scale, then absolutely. But sadly, I do not. Right. Stage 4. Go for launch. Good point, Brett. Yes, no, I don't think this is what Wargaming had in mind with physics. That would actually be slightly hilarious if you had the KSP physics model in World of Tanks. I don't think that would quite work somehow, but you never know. It might be glorious. Okay, we're looking smooth. 15 seconds.
Your business is appreciated.
Thanks for the follow, Orangetto. It's just, I can't get over how magnificent it looks though. It's just, it's amazing. It's the space dog. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. I should probably do some screenshots of this. So I can, you know, put on Twitter. This is what you missed, Twitter. Oh, no. Is it F1 for screenshots? Maybe. I can't remember. I think it's F1. I hope it's F1, otherwise I've just been randomly hitting F1 for no reason. So there goes the first stage. Lots of explosions this time. There we go, that's what we like. Thanks, Orangetto. It's funny, I've not actually played that much Portal, but I just thought I was looking for something, some suitable sound notification, and I don't know, I came across that one. I think I was, because I've heard various Portal related ones before, and then I just listened to a bunch of the current speech things, and that just seemed appropriate. That seemed very, very appropriate. Right, 10 seconds. Oh, we're pitching up a little bit. Oh, no, 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 no. Rip, rip. Ah, we get to this stage every time. It's always this kind of stage. Right, we're sort of 9,000 meters. Not this time, boys. Not this time. Could I smuggle some SAS modules inside the turret itself? Well, we don't actually want the extra weight in there, though. That's the thing. Right, we're going to put another SAS module there. Right, these are the what are the main sails? What's the thrust rating? Somebody suggested earlier using these. They're not quite as powerful as the main sails. That's the only thing. The main sails give me what? 13, nearly 1400 kilonewtons. Then these are only just about over 900 kilonewtons. So we would be sacrificing thrust. So I don't know. Maybe I should just copy the turret. Maybe I should just put a second turret on the TOG. We should ditch this counterweight idea. We'll try that. Right, how much of the turret parts can we actually just copy over?
Your business is appreciated.
Thanks for the follow, Rocket XJ. I should tell all you new followers. I do play Kerbal Space Program on the stream occasionally. I mostly play a game called World of Warships, just so you're aware. But KSP is a game that I come back to a lot, so it's kind of a semi-regular feature on the channel. Right, we're going to have a twin turret, twin gun space TOG, because why not? Is that about the right level? It's just a matter of, I'm trying to be lazy and see just how many of the parts I can just literally copy over. Needs to go about there. Is it too close to one side? It is. Okay, this needs to go over a little bit here. Over slightly. But I do also play other games as well. No, that's still not quite right. So it's not just those two. It's not just Warships and KSP. I've got Dark Souls waiting to be played, so that's going to be
Your business is appreciated.
Thanks for the Polo Feet 144, or possibly the Follow Pete 144. One of those two. Take your pick. Just a bit of random spoonerization for you, because why not? Okay. It's not quite in the same place, but it's basically fine. We'll actually move that down slightly. There we go. Right, that's fine. Well, it's the space TOG, you know. You can have as many turrets on it as you want, really. Right, we're going to need to... Let's see, copy out the root part for the top plate. I don't actually know. We need the back plate first, I think. It's just one of these. Just stick a normal one on. That's the problem with doing anything with panels, is just it gets incredibly fiddly. Especially trying to get things in the right place. Right. I'll set that inwards so it's looking correct. It's all looking a little bit wonky, but it's fine. It's basically fine. Right, and we just need the top part, basically. Should we take those thrusters off, actually? So otherwise there's the thrusters on the other side. Right. Oh, you were on, yeah, I recognise your name, Odin Peter. I basically, I had to go at a contract, I think I mentioned that on the stream, and it kind of did not go so well. I got an angry message saying, well, you've now got X hours to complete this, but you really have to complete this. So I don't know if there's some kind of penalty that the game's going to give me. So at that point, I just kind of, I wanted to go and do other things. So I never actually completed that contract that the game wanted me to complete. Right, what did we have there? That's probably another Mark II, not Mark II, 2x2 structural panel. And that would have just been a 1x1. That we need to rotate and offset as appropriate. Oh, a bit too far. It's fine. I mean, we're just adding to the already horrendous part count. It's fine. We don't mind that it will make it run even more horribly than before, right? Right, here we go. So it's the Mark IIIA, the twin turreted space TOG. Yes, it's magnificent, everybody. It's magnificent. Absolutely. Right, there we go. We've got enough RCS thrusters. We've got everything. We've got everything that we need. It will now definitely never run on the ground. The wheels are basically just for show. Not that it ever would have run on the ground anyway. Orangetto, it's a TOG. Well, it's kind of a TOG. The TOG is a machine from World of Tanks, which was actually built. You can go and see it in Bovington Tank Museum in Dorset, I believe it is. So yeah, it kind of looks like this. It was very long. It was built for crossing trenches, but it was designed at the start of World War II, when it was just horribly out of date. So yeah, it's not the best tank design that there ever was. But look it up, the TOG 2. It's a ridiculous looking tank. We actually are supposed to be rescuing somebody that's in orbit around the Mun, but yeah, I decided that it needed to be done in as safe a manner as possible, and what safer way to do it than in a tank? Because, you know, the Space Kraken isn't going to mess with you when you're in. At least that's the theory. Right, the frame rate is now absolutely atrociously bad. It is quite awful. This is so ridiculous. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever built in KSP by quite a margin. Yeah, well, that's saying something. Right, Jeb's loving it though. Jeb's fine. Let's actually see what Jeb sees, and let's make sure I click the right button this time. Last time I played this, I accidentally killed a Kerbal during re-entry by hitting EVA instead of IVA. They didn't last very long. Maybe I should try recreating it. I could have, well, if I didn't have the fuel tanks in there, maybe I could do something with, like, the interior of the TOG. One of the fads on Reddit for a while was sending up literally like a pub or a bar. Like they would just launch one into space and have a bunch of Kerbal all sitting around in orbit drinking drinks, because, you know, that's totally what you can do in a vacuum. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. First stage separation. In terms of the engines, I think this is fine. I think we should have enough oomph to make it to orbit. But we'll see. I do wonder, I mean, actually, I don't think I quite spaced the boosters right, so maybe I need to rejig the boosters. Ah, there we go, flipped again. Ah, we didn't even get as far that time. I don't know if the second TOG turret is the solution. It just seems to be... I don't know. Anyway, two TOGs. Yeah, that's the solution, is to send up more TOGs into space. Absolutely. Right, so I think it's these two. But that surely shouldn't cause a problem. I don't know, but we'll adjust it anyway. be the same on the other side. Oh, it's going to mean redoing the... This is going to be annoying. It's about... There, it should be about there. And for some reason it's randomly decided to connect across to that tank. Right, are these now... No, these are not equal at all. Right, what's it doing? I'm not quite sure. There, maybe? Let's go slightly further down. No, it's still wrong. Is it at least correctly... How is it not putting these equally spaced on the... I don't know. We're going to have to turn off symmetry. And I picked up the rocket, didn't need to do that. Well, you know, Aimless, with the new hydrodynamic model that they've put in KSP, you could now... Like, I've seen people building actual submersibles. Right, now we don't want symmetry mode anymore. I think we're going to have to place each one of these manually. Further down, I think. I don't know if that's going to be enough to... where's that fuel? I don't know if this is going to be anything like enough to cause a problem, but I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing at this stage. It might be that maybe that the TOG is just... What did I do there? Why does it keep reverting to... Right, that should be just one. Why is it doubling up on the... Okay, there we go, that's fine, right. It's not going to randomly disappear this time. Right. Nope. Part this time. No! Oh, wrong touch. It's that tank. And that's the wrong way around. Right, okay. What's that done to my staging? It's probably messed it entirely up. So there's one. Where's the others? Where's the other one gone? Oh, you know what I've managed to do? I've managed to, when I duplicated that part, I didn't grab the separator apparently, so it was literally just the rocket. Right. There we go. Right, this time I've clicked it and I've got the separator as well. Okay. Right, and they're all correctly separated. How are they not even? How are they not kind of... I don't understand. Okay, but whatever. This is apparently as good as it's going to get. I'm really a bit confused. Well, you know, Caption Guy would say something about that probably. I don't know how I can't get the symmetry on these tanks to be quite even. I really don't. This is all kind of janky looking. It's less janky looking than it is on the other side. Well, actually, maybe it's exactly as janky looking. I think Bob is going to be waiting longer at this rate. Wait a minute. Oh, there's the culprit. It's not quite sitting even on the... Oh, good lord. Okay, okay then. It wasn't sitting evenly on the actual separator. Just everybody take a moment to face palm at this horrendously noobish KSP mistake. Right, the innermost ones have the exact same problem. I have none of these sitting straight on the separators. Wow. I'm so good at Kerbal Space Program. Let's just all take a moment to appreciate how good I am at Kerbal Space Program. Is that one sitting straight on the separator? Right, one out of 4 was sitting correctly on the separator. Right. In which case we can ditch that. We can. No, that's still not correct. Oh, this is annoying and fiddly. Like, that should be. Please be correct. Okay. Right, we can now turn on symmetry, and it's not going to look wonky as balls anymore. Right. Okay. I don't know if this is what was affecting the flight, but maybe. It might have been. Wait. Oh, that's not right. Oh, that's too far around. It's fine. I know what I'm doing. I totally know what I'm doing. Absolutely, 100% know what I'm doing. Okay, right. Where have the fuel lines gone? I don't know. They've disappeared. Let's add fuel lines back in. Okay, there's one. And if this is correct, we'll just copy paste it over to the other side like I did last time. Okay, so we have correctly separated. I don't know. Okay, that might have been, we might have been getting unequal, like slightly off-center thrust, which is not what you want. You do not want off-center thrust at all. We'll copy over this whole assembly. There we go. Now we get all the fun of trying to place this. Right, it was about, oh, there. No, that's too low. That's a panel too low. Oh. Okay, okay. This is probably severely messed up the staging, which is going to be irritating as all heck. Because look, half of it's hidden under stuff now. Okay. Let's just actually check. The center of thrust is more or less in line with the big rockets, unsurprisingly. Okay. Okay, so, we'll give this a go, and then if this goes horribly wrong, we might have to ditch the second turret idea and go back to messing around with counterweights, or we might have to try different engines or something. I'm determined to at least get this into orbit, and if we can get it into orbit, then rescuing Bill should be relatively simple. Should be. So, is it the same on both sides? Actually, the staging seems to have come through intact, which is okay. 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 Let's launch. Let's give this a go. I don't even... I kind of want to see what Dagona's link was, but it will minimise the thing. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this on screen. If we can cope with the... come on, it's just a GIF, Imgur. Okay. I would say yes, that seems fairly accurate, Dagonazal. Okay, so, stop at stage 4. Oh, hello. I forgot to hit engage autopilot. Oops. That didn't happen. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Right. If you had Infernal Robotics, you could probably have the back hinge open and have like a TOG cargo bay. We've got a bit of a wiggle when we're just sitting here, but that's unsurprising. Okay, stop at stage 4. We'll try limiting the angle of attack even further, although that, I think, hurts efficiency. I want to believe. I really want to believe. Okay, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Launch 573. Hey, Mawo. We're trying to launch a TOG into space. It's the TOG 3, as you can obviously tell. It's yeah, the design and the turrets, the aerodynamics are proving a little problematic, shall we say. We did have a very impressive belly flop earlier though, where most of the TOG survived. We're nearly at first stage separation. It's all looking smooth so far. But then it always does. It's always as we near the second stage separation that it all goes horribly wrong. When we get to about 9,000 meters up. And I think it's because it's starting to turn more at that stage. So it might be a matter of ascent profile. Because you can actually edit the ascent profile with MechJeb. You can create custom ascent paths, so you can make it more steep maybe, but that would probably require a lot more fuel. Yeah, no, KSP does not. No, it doesn't respond to asymmetric layouts well at all. Right, oh, it's trying to compensate. I think it's starting to try and flip. Yeah, it is, unfortunately. Oh. Oh, if I shake my fist at the screen hard enough, will that do the job? Right, can we... I was hoping I could actually scroll inside the... I can scroll inside that turret. Can we attach some SAS modules in here? This is just complete dog's breakfast at this point. Oh, did I just steal a panel? Yes, I did. There we go. Back in. Right, we're going to somehow attach an inline... Find the right button to... No, we might need some radial attachment points hidden inside the turrets. Oh, structural. So the turrets might not actually just be decorative. They might end up having a serious purpose as well. Okay. Kind of control. Yeah, no, I think we want that one because that gives the most authority. Right. It slightly clips through the back of the turret, but it actually doesn't look too bad. We can just kind of... Oh, we can't actually grab the thing at this point. It's fine, it's fine. It doesn't matter that it slightly clips through the back of the turret. Right, do we think one on each side will be sufficient, or should we just go overboard and slap two on each side, which is extra weight, sure, but it's a heck of a lot of extra torque as well. Can I show the centre of... Okay, sure. Centre of mass is sort of in the middle of the TOG somewhere. The centre of thrust is kind of more or less in line with the main booster engines. These aren't fire. The nuclear engine doesn't fire when we're actually launching. That's a fairly late stage. Okay, we'll do the same on this side. Might actually have to grab it and move it back slightly so I can clip inside. Nope. Or I could grab the hatch ladder instead. Right. I am determined now to make this work. This is now a life goal that we have to get the TOG into space. Oh, that didn't. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Right. There we go. Just attach another one, because why not? They're actually more well hidden inside the top turret than the bottom turret. Okay. What else could I do to improve the stability of this thing? I could change the ascent profile. We might change that. We've got extra SAS. So we'll fiddle around with the ascent profile thing that MechChev gives you. I could try manual launch, but that would be horrible. That would not go well. That would really not go well. Angle of attack. I'll leave that 5 degrees. Edit ascent path. So this is my ascent path editor. So at the moment it's starting to do a turn at 3.5 kilometers. We might need to get up higher outside of the thicker part of the atmosphere, so we might need to start turning at, say, or velocity. Oh, I see, so it does it by velocity or turn. So if we make it turn at, say, about 9.5 kilometers, and I guess we'll set velocity up much higher because we don't want it to. So we've basically altered, and we can use this thing to, yeah, no, that would be a very bad ascent profile. So what was it, about 40% or something, wasn't it? Yeah, that should be fine. We won't make the turn until higher up, basically. Oh no, not 40. So we'll see if this works. This might just be a matter of fiddling with ascent profiles at this stage, but we've got the extra SAS modules on as well. My centre of lift is, I don't even know. Probably somewhere really weird. Now, so we should go more or less straight up till nearly 10 kilometers, and then it will start to turn. But this is definitely going to be a less fuel efficient. I think they're all stabilizers. Those are tail fins, and those are also tail fins. It's basically tail fins all over the place. So they have got control authority. First stage separation. Somebody did earlier suggest just flipping the whole TOG around so the turrets are facing backwards. And then we just launch it into space literally ass backwards. But you know, where would be the fun in that? Okay, we're about to have first stage separation. There we go. It's just about out of Delta V. Fuel. So this is taking us up for about 3,500 meters. I I don't know at this point if this is enough delta V to get me to orbit having changed the ascent profile, but we'll see. There's a lot of trial and error in Kerbal Space Program. 6,000 meters, around 20 seconds away from second stage separation. Ooh, 14 seconds. We're also approaching the height when we're going to start turning, so we'll see how it goes. It might just all flip out at once. Okay, 9,000 meters, 9.2, 9.4, 9.5. We're starting to make a turn, and I think it's just going to flip entirely. No, it's just any time. Okay, maybe we just need to go higher. We need to go higher. And now we're just flying sideways, pretty much. Look at it. It's magnificent. It does have a strange sort of beauty about it, doesn't it, the space TOG? It's trying to recover, but we'll have wasted so much fuel with that little manoeuvre. I don't think that will give us quite enough. We're going to end up in a very odd orbit if we do make it up. We'll let this run still. We'll see. Maybe the game can do it. Maybe MechJeb is, you know, the hero that we deserve or something. Hey, Bob. Oh, no, now it's flipping back again. Wow, this is just hideously unstable. Reduce the thrust before I turn. Oh, okay, maybe that's the thing. Okay, we'll revert to launch. We'll try that. I'm not sure if I can manually reduce the thrust while I'm using MechJeb. I might just need to type in the numbers to the thrust limiter. Okay, we'll have it maybe turn a little bit sooner then. We'll start turning, say 7 kilometers. No, okay, I can't have any manual throttle control, so what we'll do is throttle. What do you suggest, Malwo? Like 75%, 60%? Try 75%. Or basically you can click that checkbox and it'll suddenly throttle the engines down. Will more wings make it more stable? I don't know if they will, Nikos. Hey, Bearded Warrior. Wow, that sounds like Circon's alt account. 25%. Okay, that's pretty steep. We'll give it a go. So, what did I say? 7 kilometers. 7 kilometers is the altitude we need to watch out for. First stage separation is nearly upon us. More engines and more wings. That might be, you know, if we have to go back to the VAB again, maybe we just stick on more engines. Maybe that's what we need to do. More engines. It's the Kerbal way. And there goes the first stage. Dramatic explosion. Place your bets now. Oh, 2 of them might do. Nah, they're all falling separately. Well. It's a good thing they despawn before they hit the ground, otherwise Kerbal Space Center would just be like, it would just constantly have rockets falling in and falling down on it. Okay, 5 kilometers. So I think when we get to about 6.6, 6.7, we'll hit the throttle limiter. Oh, no. I clicked the wrong checkbox. Okay, there's the throttle limiter. No, I don't think I did it soon enough. It's just flipping all over the place. It's just like, whee! Whee! Revert to launch! You guys must be getting sick of this by now. We just had just this over and over. Right, let's try and hit the right checkbox this time. That was pilot error, quite possibly. We can use the error. We can chalk that one up to. I can't actually remember if these are. No, these are the non-gimbaled ones, the LVT-30s. So that's not causing an issue. We're not getting gimbal on the outer rockets. My gravity turns too steep. I could reduce this to, I can't even remember what it's like, 3.5, something like that. To 4 and a bit. I don't know. I'm just kind of trying things on the fly here a bit, maybe. This is the mech Jeb ascent. You know, this is pretty much the same the kind of default ascent profile. We could whack it all the way up to like 11 kilometers before I start making a turn. But you're basically flying up straight for quite a long ways. And then you have to flip over pretty sharply. Limit the throttle at this point. Although that kills my velocity quite steeply. This is all at Mao's suggestion, so if it all goes horribly wrong, Mao. Right, it's not just totally flipped out. We've throttled up to 40%. Oh! We're still losing speed though, that's the only thing. 45%. 50%. Surface velocity is still... Oh, no, it's not actually almost 50. Surface velocity is still falling at this point. Right, we've stabilised surface velocity. We're moving at 76 meters a second. Slowly starting to climb again. Question is this stable or not? Or have we lost too much? I think it's starting to turn into a glide path at this point. We're only at 6,500. Yeah, we might need to adjust the ceiling when it starts to turn. Okay. Some people are saying turn higher up, other people are saying start turning really quickly. We'll try the really quickly approach. Right, and we'll actually maybe launch with the throttle limited to, say, 75%. We're just trying different things here. Pete 144, I've got MechJeb installed, so that basically handles everything. Kind of neat that you can actually take off and you can see the bits of debris from the various failed attempts like that sort of just lying around. Right. Thrusting at 75%. That should help. it's starting to make the turn. I've set the AOA limiter to 3 degrees as well, so that should help a bit. The first stage is about to go. Nice clean separation. We're actually, I mean, we're turning already, and oh, don't flip, don't do it, TOG 3, don't do it, it's doing it, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Ah, so vexating. Right, I think we're going to have to try the other approach. I think we're going to have to try a horribly inefficient launch profile and turn out of the when we're outside the thicker atmosphere at 10k plus. So we're gonna go for completely the opposite approach. We're gonna start turning at say 12 kilometers. Engage autopilot. Although I might still limit throttle a little bit. Stop at stage 4, limit AOA, let's change that to 4 degrees. Okay, launch! We're going to do it, we're going to get into orbit. We're going to at least get into orbit. If we can get that far, we're going to rescue Bill. Who must be, I think his cars are getting a bit warm around the edges right now because he's just been sitting there playing solitaire for like 2 weeks. Although I don't know, maybe Bill's got, you know, it was only a landing capsule, but it does have computers in it. Maybe he's been playing video games. Who knows? Maybe he's playing Minecraft, sitting there orbiting the moon. Right, so we're basically going to go straight up till about 12 kilometers, and then it's going to pitch over, and it's probably going to... I might make it so I'm trying not to pitch over too hard. Change the same profile a bit. We'll see how it goes. This is all, you know, it's science. It's science. One thing that I mean, one of the mods that I think is particularly cool for KSP is KOS, Kernel Operating System. Like, I have absolutely, I would not know where to begin. I've watched videos on it, I've watched tutorials, and it's just, it's so cool, but it's just total, like, gobbledygook to me. I can't understand how you get it to do the things it does. But it's basically a programming language within, a mod that adds programmable computers within KSP. So you can create and run programs to launch into like orbits or do various maneuvers.
Your business is appreciated.
Things at different times. So it's really cool. Thanks for follow Plutwall. So yeah, maybe you could use KOS to program a game that one of your kernels can play while they're stuck in orbit around somewhere. I don't think that's possible somehow, but you never know. It'll flip for sure. Look at that turn. Yeah, okay. I don't know how much steeper we can have it, to be honest. This is probably gonna 100%. Look at that curvy profile. Oh, this is gonna be like we're gonna run out of fuel doing this. Surely we are. This is a horrible launch profile. This is never gonna work. But then, you know, we might as well try. It's one thing we haven't tried yet. We could also go for the more rockets approach, I suppose. You know, that's always valid in KSP. More rockets, yes. So we're about to dump our second stage, and that then just leaves the main stage, which has about 1 minute and 40 seconds of burn time, and I honestly don't think that will be enough. A Turing complete computer in Dwarf Fortress? Holy crap. What, using actual dwarves or traps? Was it using traps? I bet it was using traps in Postman Lava. I mean, I know you can basically have programmable computers inside of Minecraft. That's been a thing for a while. You can perform very basic operations. Right, we're going to be flipping very, very soon. We'll see how it goes. Floodgates and water. Okay, that's kind of cool. Right, we're starting the turn, and oh, there it goes. Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah. Well, we might have to come back to this. I might have to go and fiddle off stream and see if we can get it to work. I don't know. This is what I had to do with the pod racer as well. I basically got to a point where I was like, I have to go and eat and do other things. We can, what we can do is we can look at it from here and we can pretend we're in space. We're totally in space, you guys! I think it might have recovered a bit. I don't actually know. Maybe. We can limit the throttle some more. That might help. Oh, now it's trying to flip the other way. It's pity you can't have kind of throttle profiles in MechJeb. That'd be kind of useful, actually. Right, this is the white line is our actual trajectory, I think, on this ascent path. It doesn't quite match up the nice smooth red line somehow. Burn straight up till 70 kilometers, then start the gravity turn. I don't know, it might come to that. But the part count is already murdering my computer as it is, so... yeah, I don't know. 20 kilometers would be enough for most of the atmosphere. We'll give it one last try. We'll try a 20 kilometer turn. Revert to launch. It's very acrobatic. It flips and spins very well. Not in a way that we want it to, but you know, it flips and spins very well. Right, so oh good lord, right. 20 kilometers. This is gonna be, it might be that this works but only with more engines, I don't know. Okay. Far. I don't even know how much fuel we're going to use getting to 20 kilometers, but probably lots, many. And I'll have to keep an eye on the throttle as well. I'll have to progressively throttle down as we get higher. I know, right, Brett? It's very, like, the designers of the TOG were clearly slacking. I mean, for them to have not considered the fact that somebody would one day want to send the TOG into space, it's just inexcusable, quite frankly. I mean, why wouldn't you? That's obviously what somebody would want to do with it, is send it into space. Obviously. Now, I do wonder if the fact that the top turret and the bottom turret aren't quite aligned maybe is... How do you... Is it... no, that's heat. F12, there we go. Aerodynamic forces. If we... Okay, the aerodynamic forces overlay. We'll leave this on this time, actually. I could have had this on earlier. For the top turret and bottom turret, it actually looks fairly similar. Although it's kind of weirdly... I don't think they're quite lined up, so the forces... This is kind of skewing it this way, this is kind of skewing it this way. So we go, first stage away. We also have more drag on this side, and I probably should have checked this sooner. Yeah, those tanks are causing a lot more drag than these tanks are for some reason. We're going to move those further down. Or are these... Which one's the drag and which one's the lift? I don't even know. Maybe it's the red lines that are the drag and those lines are the lift lines. Maybe it's those who are actually generating lift somehow. Probably not. Hey, Latika Mafia. You're joining us actually kind of more towards the end of this stream. Right, we're about 10 seconds off second stage separation. We're approaching 9,000 metres. We don't turn until 21,000 metres, so we're going to burn through quite a lot of our main tank by that point. I think it might be a case of if we want to get this kind of ascent profile, we need more rockets. Yeah. We'll see, we'll see. But I think this will be the last attempt of this stream, and then I want to go and get food and go down to the shops. We've turned a little bit this way, but we've got enough RCS and everything to compensate for it, I think. We've got a slight wiggle going on here. I'll also throttle down to... should we say 75%? We should still be picking up velocity. Make it less than that, 70%. Okay, there we go. Right. We're kind of on the money so far. We're approaching the turn velocity. I'll actually kill that to 50. Or the turn altitude, rather. Coasting along even at just over 400 meters a second. We're slowly picking up speed. We should be turning, or we should be starting to turn. It might just be that we have less control authority with the surfaces at this point, so I don't know. Is my engine gimbal on? Yes, it is, Mr. Junks. Main sails are both 100% gimbal. I don't think they have that big of a gimbal range, but it's, you know, enough. Right, we've got, let's see, 2,000 meters a second delta V. Just over a minute of burn time at this throttle level. Oh, I probably shouldn't have set that so dramatically, should I? Extra couple of degrees. Although we're getting more use of the RCS system at this stage. Okay. Okay, we've just passed the minute mark. We possibly want to throttle up again at this point. We need to be picking up velocity. Okay, we just switched over to orbit on the velocity counter. Let's have a look at the 48. This might be it, you know, this might be the ascent profile. It might just be that we need more fuel. Let's get 50 seconds of burn time. 52. We might actually make... you know, I had it at 100 kilometer... if we change that on the fly, how will MechJeb cope if I say I want a 70 kilometer orbit instead? 55. And, you know, once we actually get up there, we can use the nuclear engine. We might have enough delta V in the nuclear engine to stabilise in orbit if it comes to that. I think we're doing it, you know. 57, 58. I think we've got enough delta V left. I think we can get to 70 kilometers. Okay, you're saying keep the TWR down, so we'll try that. In fact, the TWR is really high right now. Well, I think that's... Actually, I'm not sure if the Delta V stats for MechJeb, if that takes into account your... if you're using the throttle limiter when it shows the TWR figure. So that's now got a TWR of nearly 3, but that would be if we were at 100% throttle. And I'm now at 40% throttle. 60 kilometers? We've still got 1200 meters a second Delta V. I think we can do it. I think this is it. This is the one. I mean, look at this ascent profile compared to the, you know, actual one that we wanted. But it's fine. If we get to orbit, it doesn't matter. Look at this. The space TOG. It's magnificent. Look at it. Look at it. It's just the best. Right, we're at... Oh, why is that falling? That shouldn't be falling. We're now falling slightly from 60,000. Maybe I need more velocity. Or more thrust. That needs to be going up, not down. Don't go down! Why are you going down? We don't have that much fuel left either. No! We don't want to orbit at 60k. We can't orbit at 60k. God damn it, we might not make it after all. No, we've slipped back down to 59k on apoapsis now. We don't have enough. Oh, damn it! We'll just set 100%. We're trying to get orbital velocity, but we're too low. We've actually just passed apoapsis. Right, MechJeb is pointing us up though. I think MechJeb's trying to get us higher. It's all under the control of MechJeb. I basically can't... I don't have control. I mean, MechJeb's pointing the nose up at this point. I think... Oh, I don't know. I don't think we're going to make it. And we've got a lot of speed here. We're actually... There we go. There go our ascent stages. Look at the space TOG under its own power. Look at that. That's magnificent. That is magnificent. But I think we're just too low. The drag is just going to keep bringing us down at this stage. If I can reach 2200, we're still gaining speed, but I don't know if we've got enough thrust with the nuclear engine to counteract the drag that we're experiencing. We are still falling back into the atmosphere. Oh, this is tense. If I had a different engine, we possibly could do it. But I don't think we're going to get enough. I don't think we're going to get enough speed in time. Oh, right. I think when we do this again, because I'm going to have to do this again, we're going to need more rockets for this ascent profile. I think we can do it. Yeah, I know we're losing altitudes. We're going to belly flop back in the atmosphere. We're going to see. I can test out, though. I can test out the escape system. Right, we're at nearly 2100 meters a second, but we're also falling back into the atmosphere at this stage. We're just about to pass the 58,000 meter mark. And we are still gaining speed. That's the thing. We still have enough thrust to be picking up speed, but I don't know if we can get an extra 90 meters a second before the atmosphere just gets too thick. At least with the nuclear engine, I mean, at least we've got plenty of burn time. Maybe I should have had 2 nuclear engines on this thing. But still, look at this. Look at it, the space TOG. Look at the space TOG. Isn't the space TOG magnificent? Isn't it magnificent? Right, they've just breached the 57-kilometer barrier. We're only picking up speed because I'm falling. That might be it. I'm just falling faster. Rip. Well, MechJeb's trying his best, but I don't think we're going to do it somehow. The magnificent, yes, that's the word. Magnificent space TOG. Oh well. Jebediah doesn't mind. He's having fun either way. Let's see what he sees. Yeah, I think we're well and truly committed to plummeting back to the Earth at this point. I should probably flip retrograde and try and burn to reduce my... where are we? Try and reduce speed, because otherwise we're going to be... click the link. I won't do it just yet, Brett. We're going to just be a massive flaming ball of death if I don't try and do something to reduce this speed. But I don't think we have enough thrust to really do much effectively about it. Anyway. So I think we can turn off the aerodynamic forces overlay. We're approaching 50 kilometers. This is going to be... My mission now is to see if I can rescue Jeb, basically. Also, that engine's starting to get a little hot, I think. Right, the TOG's upside down right now, but you basically can't tell. We actually want to roll it so this is the bottom. Because when we eject oh, it's got a bit of a wobble. When we eject the pod and see if we can get a safe re-entry for... Mind you, there's no heat shield on it, I've got to say. There is no heat shield on it at all. So, I don't know. This might not be survivable. We're trying to brake a bit, but I don't think it's having that much of a difference. The atmosphere will, though, slow us down quite considerably. We might lose some bits off the back, but because, of course, all the important bits are up at this end, it won't matter too much if we have some things overheating off the back of the ship. It shouldn't matter too much. We'll see. I think the fins are actually... Oh, here we go. Starting to feel the re-entry effects. It was a valiant effort. We came remarkably close. We came very, very close. We're gonna... This was all planned. This was all planned. We were going to test the re-entry effects on the space TOG. Yes. Absolutely. That's what I meant to do. Yeah, it might well flip me around again, Mawo. We're not particularly aerodynamic. Well, we've got that kind of wedge-shaped rear end on it, so you never know. This is quite the silliest thing I've ever built. Well, we're coming in at quite a shallow, well, a shallow-ish angle, at least to start with. We'll see. I'm still burning off velocity, but not very fast. We're still going over 2,000 meters a second. So, I don't think this is going to be... I don't know, this might be survivable for Jeb, but probably not. All things are starting to really heat up now. We haven't lost anything yet. We don't even have any overheat bars yet, but we can... What is it, F10? There we go, temperature overlay. So we're probably going to lose the fins in the engine. Almost certainly. I'm trying to reduce velocity, Latika Mafia. Because we've got this pointing against the direction of travel, essentially. even though it's not a lot of thrust, it's still having a braking effect. Right, we're approaching 40 kilometers. The atmosphere's starting to get thicker. I think it's when you hit about 30 kilometers that the bad things start to happen. So we'll see. We're still going over 2,000 meters a second now. I think we're going to get some dramatic explosions. Almost certainly. You thought we were going the other way? Okay. Yeah, no, we weren't. I just realised I've also got the on-screen chat right where the Delta V thing is, so I'll put that down there. Only just noticed that. Because of course it doesn't show up on my screen, it only shows up on the preview. There we go. I've had that there the entire time. Right, oh, we're below 40 kilometres. It's really starting to heat up now. No heat shields whatsoever on this kind of thing, but on this. But I think the panels, the structural panels, are quite resilient. And this ship is basically mostly structural panels. Sorry, Pete144, you should have said something earlier. Maybe you did, I just didn't notice. I don't know. Right, we're below 2,000 meters a second, but we're still going really quite fast. Really, really quite fast. We're also starting to really feel the braking effect of the atmosphere as well. I'm kind of surprised nothing's blown up yet. Right, we've finally got an overheat marker on the engine, so the engine's going to go at some point quite soon. Or I can just kill the engine, I suppose. We might actually survive this. We might actually survive this. This thing, yeah, the structural panels, yeah, this thing might actually be better armoured or more survivable than the real life TOG too. We're approaching 1,700 meters a second. We still haven't lost any bits off the ship. The overheat market is actually going down. Oh, but deciding to flip. Let's kill the engine. This might be bad. The spin would not be good. Okay, we actually would like to still be pointing retrograde, but as long as we're not just flying sideways into the atmosphere. 1,500 meters a second. How have we not lost anything yet? How have we not lost it? Look at this! It's just a flaming ball of death. How have we not lost anything yet? This is nuts. It is absolutely nuts. It's fishtailing, but we're not flying sideways or anything like that. Well, I mean, if we make it down and survive and Jem makes it out alive, it will just be all down to... it will just be because I'm so good at this game. That's what it will be. Absolutely, 100%. So we do have some parachutes, but they're all on the command module, which is buried within the thing. So we're going to get to test this thing out. Look at this! I haven't lost a single component yet. We literally haven't lost a single component. Right, we're at 20,000 kilometers, 20 kilometers, just about. Whoa, hello! Whoa! That's a bit end over end. That's not good. Look at the magnificent space well. Wow, we made it through a re-entry without actually losing a single component. Even the solar panels made it through okay. That's actually incredible. So we want to wait till we're... well, what I can do, we'll wait until it's more or less in a stable configuration. I don't think that might ever happen, but anyway. What I've got, we'll get to see it in action. Hopefully we can just get it to point. I'm trying to get it to point kind of face first, but I don't know which way it wants to point. 17,000 meters. Yeah, it's a bit spinny. A little bit. Yeah, even the wheels survived. I don't know how. Maybe it needs some wings on the sides. I don't know. Also, the moon totally looks like the Death Star from here. Look at that. Right. We're going to stage. That panel's going to fall away. Hopefully. Any second now. That panel really needs to get out of the way in order for us to... there we go. I've deliberately spun it a bit. So that's going to fall off. And I'll wait until I'm a bit lower before I engage the next stage. Which is basically, that comes away and then there's some separatrons to release it. To make it fly out. But I was assuming I would do this in space rather than in the atmosphere. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Right, it's trying to point itself prograde along our trajectory, which is more or less just straight into the ground at this stage. I think what I'll do is I'll stage these so they both happen at the same time. And I'll maybe wait till we're actually picking up velocity at this point, so we'll actually do it now. So here we go. Command capsule separation. It's a little bit spinny. There she goes, the magnificent space TOG. Everybody salute. You all better damn well be saluting right now. Well, it got us quite far. I think we only need a little bit more design work, and we can honestly make that work. So at this point, it's just a matter of hitting the parachutes. And we can safely splash down. And this will actually be the first of these flights where we had to abort that Jeb survived. Even if the TOG2 didn't. It was amazingly durable going down through the atmosphere. I was absolutely not expecting that. Right, I think about 2,500 meters we'll pop the parachutes. And that will start getting some braking. Also, I just nudged the microphone there. Hopefully that didn't sound too loud. So there we go, parachutes away. That will start slowing us down quite considerably. And we'll just basically drift down into the ocean. So there we go. We can actually see Jeb's view, and that's a lot of ocean coming up to meet him rather quickly. But it's fine, Jeb. Don't worry, the parachutes are all working, and they're all fine. So Bob is going to be stuck in... not Bob, Bill is going to be stuck in orbit a little bit longer. But I think we can do it. I think the Space TOG rescue mission is a go. I think we can actually time accelerate, because otherwise it's going to be an awfully long time. Dropping towards the... Oh, that's the wrong button. Dropping towards... Oh, wait, we could actually... We can watch the TOG belly flopping down. We're actually close enough for this to still be within physics range. Look at it go. Look at it go. Well, you know, I think the basic design is sound. I think it works very well. It's just, we just need to tweak things a little bit to make it, you know, work slightly better. There's the pod off in the distance. Whee! Splosh. Some of it actually survived, I think. Can we see how much survived? Oh, there's a separator ring. Just that's going to take a very long time to fall down. There's the turret. No, actually none of it survived, I don't think. I think it just hit the water at such a speed. Oh well. Anyway, 600 meters. Oh, we can't. go faster than... we don't want to go too fast. You really don't want to be warping when you hit the water, basically. That was the thing. That was probably the turret section. Splashing down gracefully. No, it's fine, Short's route. It nearly got into orbit. It just needed a little bit more oomph. A little bit more. And, you know, considering how amazingly well it survived re-entry into the atmosphere, we might actually have to consider that for the actual real-life mission. Instead of... Because I was planning to just kind of go on a re-entry trajectory and then, while we were still outside the atmosphere, then pop out the command capsule and do it all while still in vacuum, basically. But no, I think we can use the TOG to basically air brake and get our brave Kerbal-nauts back to the ground safely that way. So Jeb's about to splash down. He's about to, you know, his epic, heroic almost journey is over. Yeah, I think this works rather well. In fact, he's going to get out and wave at everybody. Or he could just go for a swim. That's what he meant to do. He meant to go for a swim. Anyway. It could have gone better, but it certainly could have gone a hell of a lot worse. You can't deny that. He didn't actually get into orbit, but it was close. It was really close. So Bob remains where he is for now. If I can... Where are we? Super Serial Mark 1. Bob is stuck still in orbit, but, you know, we'll come get him eventually. Eventually, once we've perfected the TOG 3, we'll come get him, and he can ride back to Earth in style. Because if we could just have sent up, you know, an ordinary boring capsule to rescue him, but where would be the fun in that? So we're going to wrap up the stream here. My stomach is growling a bit. It's definitely time for lunch. It's nearly 4 PM here. So I hope I've been entertaining. Circon should be starting very soon. I don't know if I'm going to be joining him until... It probably will be later. Because, like I said, I have to go out to the shops and do various things. But I hope this has been entertaining. Even if we didn't quite meet our stated objective of rescuing Bill. I keep saying Bob. I keep getting Bill and Bob mixed up. But, you know, next time we will get him for sure. So, yeah, you can find links to Twitter and YouTube and everything below if you aren't following me there already. And I guess it just remains for me to say I hope to see you all around next time.